down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. Court-appointed special advocates, known as CASAs, are assigned to children as advocates during their experience in the foster care system. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about court-appointed special advocates. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
Discover the ultimate diamond buying experience, unparalleled quality at unbeatable prices.
Hi, I'm Diamond Dave, and at our By Appointment office, you'll receive truly personalized one-on-one service for your needs.
No high overhead of standalone stores or mall hours to pay for. We're direct diamond importers designing and manufacturing in-house, eliminating all the middlemen.
Stop overpaying at retail and enjoy serious savings on quality diamonds.
From the first consult to the final reveal, we'll guide you through every step, ensuring you get your dream diamond ring, necklace, or earrings without compromise.
Romantic proposals, anniversary splurges, or just because. Indulge in diamonds for less.
Call today for your private appointment for a dazzling diamond.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale, Diamondbacks win. How about that? Beat the Cubbies 5-2. Ryan Nelson with his 50th win. Seawald, well, he got himself another save. He's back to normal, and everything's feels like it's doing okay, I guess. I don't want to say it out loud because
got some timely hitting from the Diamondbacks. Got some good pitching. The bullpen was good, except for Justin Martinez, who came in and he couldn't hit the broadside of a bull's backside with a base fiddle. But other than that, I mean, the bullpen came in. Kevin Ginkel came in. Ryan Thompson came in, and Seawald shut it down. So Diamondbacks win 5-2. They tried every way they could to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory in those last 2 innings. But alas, it wasn't to be. The Diamondbacks win.
So that's something I just realized. Anytime I start to talk happy and positive about the Diamondbacks, my voice goes to go up like this. Like they just won the game.
Well, I think you're that long time Arizona Diamondback fan that you've seen this in the past, Jeffrey, and it's sort of a psychological thing that you don't want to talk good of a team. But I think this is still a very good team. I think there are some missing pieces, and I think as the team continues to progress on, they are going to be a playoff team, in my opinion. Oh, by the way, don't look now; they're only 6.5 behind the dreaded Dodgers in the National League West.
I don't even want to comment on that right now. Don't want to comment on it.
Only 6.5.
Good to know. Thank you for the update on that.
Yep.
I just feel like I'm not going to say a thing about it.
And for George, they're 2 games over 500. 2 games over 500.
There you go. King of Kittens is very, very happy about the Diamondbacks winning, and Mr. Wilbur says TGIFF. Oh, I get it. I get what the extra F is for.
I got there eventually, but I did get that.
You filthy filth. Anyway, speaking of Mr. Wilbur and things down there south of the border in old Chalupaville, yesterday I shared with you a new song that I came up with, and I will probably do a Christmas music version of it later, but it was "Oh, Little Town of Bethlehem, where the Wildcats play." And so then from there, I said, hey, Fish Tank, yeah, just take this and do something with it. Take this and run with it. And he came up with what I think is now going to be the new theme song whenever we talk about specifically going down to around things happening in Tucson. We're not calling it Tucson anymore. We're calling it Bethlehem. Take a listen to Fish Tank's latest.
We're going down to a place called Bethlehem. It's where the Wildcats play. A little town where you can score some bet on any time of day. 77, 77, 77, 77.
How's that?
End. Yeah, I like that ending.
You might want to do a quick fade off that little last teeny second. He might have cut the thing a little short, but still right there. So anytime we talk about the stupidity that is happening down there, we can use that as our intro.
Yes.
Yeah,
77.
Well done, Fish Tank. Nicely done. So, Mr. Wilbur, we really hope you enjoyed that.
I'm sure he did.
I'm just betting. Hey, we're going to start the week with something good, okay? It's good news to end a bad week, all right? It's been a rough week. There's been a lot of rough stuff here, right? So but maybe this will help you end it on a positive note going into the weekend. Number one, Diamondbacks just won, so that's a good way to go. But how about this? Even better, Michael Strahan's 19-year-old daughter, Isabella, cancer-free.
Oh, that's great. Fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael Strahan, told us in January that she was diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor, and last month she finished her 4th and final round of chemo, and today she went on this YouTube video called "Goodbye Hospital," and she said cancer-free. 6 weeks of radiation, 3 brain surgeries, and now she's made it to the other side. So that's a nice piece of news. Anytime somebody beats it, well done there. Okay, so that was the good way to end. Diamondbacks win. Good way to end. Michael Strahan's daughter is okay.
Yeah.
Good way to end. The WNBA All-Star Game is here in Phoenix this weekend, so that's cool. Except for I got a question, Keon. I got a question.
Sure.
Why does it say Team USA versus Team WNBA? Or is that just? Am I looking at the wrong thing for Saturday? Or maybe I'm looking on. Maybe I shouldn't trust the ESPN. Let me go look at it on. Why am I not always on CBS?
This is actually on the Yahoo Sports as well. So you're not wrong about that.
So what? Yeah, no, there it is. Same thing on CBS. Team USA versus Team WNBA. Is there something we need to know about this? Because I thought it was just the WNBA All-Star Games. So you tell me the Olympic players are going to play against the WNBA players? I am confused.
I'm going to have to get back to you on that because I am also confused.
Well, I'm glad it's not just me.
unless they changed formats on me, I didn't really look up any changes or anything. I just figured you'd get the regular All-Star game, so I didn't bother to look it up.
Has anybody even been talking about this? I mean, it sounds kind of cool where you've got the best of the WNBA who's going to the Olympics playing against the best of what's left. Or is that fair? I'm just very confused by this whole thing at the Foot Fungus Center for the WNBA All-Star game. Harvey Putzwaddler says, yes, it's the U.S. Olympic team against the best of what's left. I don't think that's what people are paying for. People are paying to see the best of the best against the best of the best.
Yeah,
not the best of what's left.
They are effectively using this All-Star game as a tune-up for the Olympics.
Kind of dumb.
I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not a fan.
Yeah, it's like a dilution of the whole All-Star thought process.
Because once the side that's chosen for Team USA, you hope would be the better side. I think you will get an actual game though, so there's that. If this is going to be an actual tune-up game, then you're going to get effort in an All-Star game, which is rare. I can't think of any other reason why there would be.
Radio Ron says, yes, this is actually true. They want to give the Olympic team some reps. Supposedly they did this 4 years ago. Well, we wouldn't know. We just started actually paying attention.
I
we're not gonna lie.
I don't recall.
Keon was a fan, and he don't even remember that crap. Jeez.
I just haven't been watching All-Star games lately. I mean, just of any sport.
Alrighty. Quiet Cannon says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Good to have baseball back. Every once in a while, D-backs are going to show their ass, though. They flashed it a little bit today. Still won. With you all the way, Randy. Go Diamondbacks. With you all the way, man. That's Quiet Cannon.
Don't know what that means, but thank you, Quiet Cannon. Thanks. Good to have you along with us.
He says he's with you all the way, Randy.
All right.
Wherever you're going, he's with you.
All right, let's go.
I think he might be stalking you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, that's true. We've had stalkers.
Yeah.
One time we had these two stalkers, and so talk about a Hallmark movie, right? Yeah. I had a female stalker. Randy had a male stalker, and at first they saw each other cross some bushes, and like we were trying to watch us while we were doing this morning show. Yeah. And they hated each other. They're like, how could you get out of my bushes? No, these are my bushes. But they had to try to learn to kind of coexist as they stalked us. Right. And then, after some hilarity ensued, there's some pranks between the two of them. Then the cops came, which there was a very dramatic moment. They were hiding, and then they were very, very close. And they looked over, and the one hand was on the other hand. And that's when they realized they were in love.
They were in love, and at last check, they're happily married, living in Dayton, and they have 3 kids.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's a Hallmark movie right there.
Oh yeah,
Two Stalkers in Love. I don't know what we'd call the movie, but that's the working title. Two Stalkers in Love.
George would know. He's got access to.
George can put a Hallmark spin on this.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
He's an expert.
So I feel like we should write that and send that in.
Yeah.
Make some money off our story.
Hell yeah.
Starstruck Stalkers. Whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Who would we have star in this? The two
I
stalkers.
want Dennis Quaid to play me.
No, Brand, it's not about who plays us. It's about
who would Dennis Quaid to play me.
Okay, Dennis Quaid could play you.
All right.
And I know who I'd like to have play me, but he's dead, so I'm not sure who I want.
Wow, that's a pretty big hurdle there.
It's a bit of a.
Well, I was hoping for Bob Newhart.
Yeah, well,
but he just died.
Yeah,
so
I understand.
All right, Dennis Quaid for Randy. Oh, you want to make things really tense on the set? Dennis Quaid for Randy, Russell Crowe for me. Ooh. Because remember, Russell Crowe stole Dennis Quaid's wife in real life. Meg Ryan was running around with old Russell Crowe, and that's what happened to that. Well, there's other problems in the marriage, but I'm just still saying, I'm sure that these two guys can't possibly like each other.
Uh-huh.
So we get those guys to star as us, but I don't know who the stalkers. Who would who could play the stalkers?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I don't know. Oh, Big George is here. He can help us. George, maybe you could help us. He says, I think that would make a great Hallmark movie. He says, who would play me? I say the really tall guy from Big Fish, old Matthew McGorry, but he died in 2005. See, that's the problem. Everybody we want to play us. And Keon, there's nobody going to play you because you weren't there.
Yeah,
you weren't part of the story.
I didn't bring anything up. There was no point.
Unless we just write you into it anyway. Just,
I mean, we could, I guess. Sure, why not?
I don't know. If I mean, it doesn't have to make sense. It's Hollywood.
Yeah, it's
right.
True. Based on a true story, so you could play with history a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Artistic license.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says John Waters. What are you talking about, John Waters? To direct it? I wouldn't be opposed.
I was thinking M. Night Shyamalan to
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. Get him in there.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't know who the stalkers are going to be, but it should be the biggest stars of the moment.
Well, I think so.
Because
Absolutely.
I feel like this is bigger than Hallmark. I think this could be bigger than Hallmark. This could be a much bigger movie.
This is bigger than Hollywood itself. This could be one of the great films of all time. Siskel and Ebert give it 2 thumbs up.
I think they're both dead too.
They are.
That's problematic.
It's a shame, really, because they're great. But yeah,
we're getting 2 bony fingers up.
Yeah.
Speaking of 2 phony fingers up, how's Moist One today? I just wanted to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Lost Toby and Walter Mellon have said Moist One could be the male stalker. Well,
we don't really want it to be true to life.
Yeah, it's too close to home. He can consult.
Yeah,
he can be a consultant.
He might be an active stalker right now.
When you have cowboys, you have cowboy consultants saying, well, a real cowboy would do like this. If you have police drama, they're like police officers are like, well, here's how we were doing. And then it was a stalker. Oh yeah. Moist One can be like, when you get real low down and you just kind of stare through the window, but make sure your nose doesn't put the nostril breath on the window because they're going to see you.
No, you only go to the bushes by the window when the lights are on. That way they have trouble seeing out of the house.
Yeah. I'll tell you all the best ways to relieve yourself so you could last in the bushes longer. I don't want to. I don't think
it was off to a rousing start, isn't it?
I don't think I want Moist One in this movie.
No, you don't. That you have 100% correct. Yeah,
and there's going to be lawsuits if he works on the movie, so probably we should not have him here at all.
Yeah, Moist One, you didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Forget it. Don't worry about it. Silver Pops says, good afternoon, guys. Happy Friday. Jeffrey, in your movie scenario, Keon was there in the Daily Blender multiverse. If Marvel can have a multiverse, then damn it, so can the Daily Blender.
Good point.
Well, we could just do a time travel thing there. Keon, how old were you in 1993?
3.
I can make it work. I can make it work.
Yep.
Whiz Kid Keon Rose producing the morning show with Randy and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Just have this little toddler sitting there slobbering all over the board, chewing on a cart. The carts were what we played the music off of.
We didn't have
things.
We didn't have digital files.
Yeah, today digital files was a bad idea for a lot of people. Did anybody get affected by that whole Microsoft thing? I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think that anybody who handled their business through CrowdStrike, which is like a cybersecurity thing, if you're using CrowdStrike, everything in your life was just over this morning. Almost every flight in the country was grounded. All the planes had to land because all of the systems were jacked. It was just a blue screen of death across the country for a lot of people. And so, like I said, planes couldn't fly. Starbucks couldn't get your order right. Well, that's not new. And but even on the ESPN show, the Get Up, they started the show looking at a blue screen going, okay.
Well, that's lovely. Our whole show is screens.
Their show never looked better, to be honest. But a lot of people were affected by this thing this morning. Not us, because all of our stuff. See, we try to be smarter. We keep all of our stuff in a closed circuit. We're not on the cloud. We don't have our stuff in places where people can get to it. It's not, no system is completely foolproof, but yeah, we don't participate with what we call the new technology. We're like the Battlestar Galactica. We're like in the old stuff. Them Cylons ain't gonna hack us and kill everybody and have some leggy blonde come over there and give Keon a lap dance in his head. That ain't happening. Well, I mean, it could happen if he imagines it, but it's not going to happen in real life.
Was her specifically, that would be very nice. But here we are.
Yeah, Keon would be like, "Where do we plug this Cat 5 cable in? I'm ready for this.
Let's just bring that apocalypse on. I'm here.
Whenever you're ready. What about your boys? Oh, to hell with it. Come on. There we go. Thunder Santa Barbarian says Moislin's story has already been told in the movie. He was the basis for the spleen in Mystery Men. I could almost believe that.
I don't remember that movie.
It was Pee Wee Herman that played the spleen. It was stanky. Big George says, I think I got the cast down. Michael B. Jordan can play Keon. Clint Eastwood can play Clint Eastwood can play Randy. Back in the 90s, Randy wasn't like that. I mean, he's like that now, but he's not like that back in the 90s. Tom Cruise can play Jeffrey O'Brien. No, that checks out. Except for I'm way taller. Yeah. Sydney Sweeney can play Fantasy Girl Rosalie Michaels, and the corpse of Vincent Price can play Radio Ron. Well, back in the time we were doing that, Radio Ron was starting up Money Radio, and he was a much younger man. So I mean, you're kind of off on your times here, George.
Go back to the drawing board on that one.
Nobody
George.
asked you to be a caster. A casting agent.
Oh, man. He's just trying to help.
This thing is too big for Hallmark. I'm taking this out of George's hands now. You just talked yourself out of a job, Big George. All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got plenty of sports stuff to talk about and plenty of not and just stuff. It's the Daily Blender and a Friday here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NFL training camps will be fully underway next week with veterans checking in around the league. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens are the season opening game. That'll be on September 5th, the Thursday night kickoff opener at Arrowhead Stadium. Early line for that game as Kansas City a 3-point favorite, minus 105 against the spread. The Ravens getting 3 points, minus 115. On the money line, Baltimore plus 124, Kansas City minus 146 with the over-under at 46.5. Kansas City vying to become the first team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
With the first pick. Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted. Summer means mini camp, OTAs, then pre-season. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news you need to know about the NFL offseason. If it's the NFL, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Randy had to run off to sign the papers and make sure we copyright the entire idea. And I think a lot of you guys are not understanding what we are actually talking about. The movie is not about now. The movie is about a thing that happened back in 1993. Randy had a stalker. I had a stalker. They were stalking us at the same time. And through a hilarious chain of events, they fell in love with each other and decided to just stalk each other. So that's a different kind of story. And Bear Claw says, I think Pee Wee Herman could make it a cameo as Neil. That would be appropriate, except for we didn't know Neil back in 1993. No, that's pretty much it. 888-368-1580. And by the way, if this was about today, let's be honest, Neil would be recast. I'm sorry, just facts. Can't help that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're buttoning down the legalities of this. Whatever. We got to come up with a name for the movie. The two stalkers in the night. Exchanging hairnets. I don't know what they do. I'm not a stalker. So anyway, so the British Open going on. Guess who is not going to continue? Tiger Woods missed the cut. We kind of knew that was going to happen. We kind of got that feeling, but yeah, he went home.
Yeah, and he wasn't the only one who missed the cut, by the way, as far as big names go.
Oh, yeah, who else?
Roy also goes down.
Rory
missed the cut.
What the hell's that about?
This is actually pretty common for Rory. Rory gets inside of his own head pretty easily. So after his latest meltdown, the second round of the British Open took out a lot of people.
Is it like a tougher course than
Bryson DeChambeau also down.
DeChambeau? No kidding.
Yeah. So a few big names. Tiger's not the only one that got taken out by this course. It's a pretty tough course for what I understand.
All right. Well, the guy who's currently in the lead, if he is still in the lead, I haven't checked in a few minutes, but Shane Lowry was able to pull it back up and start to take that lead. And because Dan Brown, he finished the evening yesterday in the lead, but today here's Shane Lowry. He's 7 under par right now, followed by Rose and Brown and Herschel and Burmester. I don't know any of these people. I'll be honest.
A lot of people thought Brown was going to tumble all the way down today. So
he hung in there.
Yeah, he's still around. He's still in contention, and Lowry's really good. Just at the British Open in general. He's always competed well there. And specifically 2019, he won it. So he's looking to just do some more damage.
So Shane Lowry, I guess, has a temper. I don't know if you saw this, but he was hanging along there, just golfing and stuff. And then he got on the 11th hole, and he lost his 2-stroke lead on a double bogey at that time. And he hit an awful second shot from the rough, and he had to take an unplayable, went into the gorse. But right after he hit the ball, he turned around and he starts yelling at a photographer. He's like, "Hey, what the hell? Why?" He's like, I'm over the ball, and all I can see is you putting your effing camera up. Just get out of the way. Get back there, F's sake. So he had a little bit of a tantrum on a photographer.
He is an Irishman. He's
I should have done that with the Irish.
If you annoy him, he's gonna let you know what he's thinking.
One of the reasons I don't slip into the Irish accent that much is fear that I'll just start blasting the F word. Because that's inevitable if you're Irish. It's coming out.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Well, okay. That's what happens when you're from Ireland. Wait, so now Shane Lowry is still 7 under par, even with what happened on the 11th hole. So that is impressive. It feels like it's his to lose. So, we've got your British updates, British Open updates all day long here on 1580 The Fanatic. Well, I mean, till we come on, then I don't know. It's a different time zone, so the updates are on earlier. But, if you're hanging around listening to the station, we'll keep you up to date. 888-368-1580. So, all right. Did you bet on anybody for this?
No, I stayed out of this one because I just don't know the British Open nearly as well. So yeah, I just decided to back out of this one. And usually my guy is Rory. Can't trust him right now. So I've just backed out completely.
Some of the best bets you ever make are the ones you don't make. Yeah. Bear Claw says, what course is not tough for Tiger these days? I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of them are very tough for him.
It's just reality. I mean, he's injured. That's the way it is. He crashed his car. Whatever was the circumstances surrounding that is irrelevant. This is his new reality, and maybe he's going to have to come to grips with that here soon.
Yeah, and maybe he has. That he's just still willing to go out there and play because he likes to play. But, he's going to miss a lot of cuts, and we're just going to have to get used to seeing that.
Hope springs eternal, but you know what? Good on him for not giving up. That's what I say. Lost Toby says it's called method acting. No, it's called crystal meth. That's what they do down in Tucson. George says, this Hallmark movie is supposed to take place in the early 90s. Oh, I was basing it off of now. My bad. Yeah, the story is in the 90s, but the movie is being made today. Scratch Me Because says with that whole computer problem this morning everybody had, he says, I couldn't log into my security system phone app to set my alarm last night. I had to walk nearly 80 feet to set my alarm manually. Damn you, crowdsource. I'm too old for this crap. Well, it wasn't crowdsource. I think it was CrowdStrike. But I think I forgot to set the alarm last night. I didn't know it. What? Just tell me in the text here, who's your alarm company? I'm not going to say who mine is, but I think I forgot to set it last night, so I don't know if that affected it. So this was going on since last night. So what's the word on this thing? Do you know what the hell's going on, Kim?
No, I learned about it today from you, so I have no idea what's going on.
Well, I figured you know computer stuff.
Yeah, I just haven't been online a lot today, so I don't know anything that's going on.
2,600 flights got canceled because of this computer outage, and 911 systems all over the country were gone and on the fritz. And they're saying it's going to take a while for this thing to get all set straight and figured out. But the banks, the hospitals, CrowdStrike. I'll tell you what, if you the stocks are going down on that one, man. So this is a thing where I think everybody uses them as a firewall or something. I'm still not understanding how this happened. So if anybody understands how this happened, let me know. But hotels got affected by this. The stock trading platforms were down. Well, mine wasn't down enough for me to not lose money today on the stock market. Criminals, I guess, launched a bunch of fake websites so that they could try to profit during the outage.
Wow.
It's craziness.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look that up later. I'm interested. I didn't know what was happening.
So wow. I don't know what's next, but this is not very good when one thing can happen and the entire country is crippled. That is a national security risk, but this is the kind of thing we always knew was possible. You see it in the movies, like one guy, one little stroke of a key on a keyboard, and bam, all of a sudden the water systems go down, or this happens, or that happens. It's scary when everything is all connected on a network and stuff like that. Anyway, Walter Mellon says, let me start out by saying I'm used to talk text. Let this CrowdStrike thing happen more often. The freeways are wide open right now since so many people didn't have to work today. Seriously? Anybody didn't have to work today?
Huh.
What is happening over there to your left, by the way? You keep staring over there. Is there somebody is there somebody harassing you
sorry.
from the door?
No one's harassing me. I was just trying to get the Bethlehem song on the button bar. It was, yeah.
Oh,
it was in the computer, but it wasn't on the bar itself.
Oh.
And so since Randy's gone, I was like, okay, let me actually make sure it's in there.
You were looking way over there. I was just like,
yeah, it's the screen.
Do you have a
furthest from
stalker
me.
in the window now?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
Not that I'm aware of.
So, enough of the golf stuff. Oh, excuse me. And doesn't sound like you know much about the All-Star game.
With the All-Star game,
WNBA All-Star game.
I was just looking forward to to East versus West.
That's what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah, so I hadn't looked into it, and I know that they weren't going to do the draft thing this year. Like that was the last thing I looked up about the All-Star game, really. So
let me ask you, the women, when they play an All-Star game, like a normal All-Star game, is it like the men's version where it's just like 185 to 182? Is it like no defense, or do they play it for real?
It honestly, it depends on the year. Like there are some years where it's like, okay, there's enough intensity, especially between multiple players out on the floor where they just don't like each other. That like they play a real game and it's pride. It's nothing else. But we've also had All-Star games, especially I think a couple of years ago, where it was it was a joke. It just wasn't a good game. Not everybody was locked in, and that one did feel a whole lot more like your standard NBA All-Star game, where like nobody was playing. I think this one being more of a tune-up for the national team, and also a bunch of players who are salty that they didn't make the national team, might lead to a pretty good game. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, this I guess can be interesting. I mean, you get to see your Team USA and the best of what's left try to prove why they should have been on Team USA.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a big deal with Angel as much, but like people tried to make the case that Caitlin Clark should have been on that Team USA team. I don't think she's ready, but she was mad about it. It's cool. Use that as fuel there, and maybe we can see something interesting in this game. I know Arike Ogunbowale of the Dallas Wings. She's also somebody who I thought was going to make the team and didn't, and I'm very confused by this. Like I think that's going to be a pretty big game out of her too.
So now the unthinkable: if Team USA loses, now what?
I'm not going to read too much into that. Like this is probably the toughest team they're going to play from now until gold medal match, because they usually run over the rest of the world. I mean, if you think it's bad when the men play some teams like what they did to Serbia the other day, and when the women run up on some of these international teams, I mean, they just squash them. I mean, the talent gap is even bigger there. So what does it mean? Probably nothing. They've won like 7 of the last world championships in a row.
Well, the game is tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. and you can watch it on ABC. I guess that means Channel 15. You can watch on regular TV.
How
That's
about
nice.
that? Yeah.
You gonna go to the game?
That's the plan.
You're actually going to the game?
Yeah.
Oh, you got tickets?
I got tickets from the girlfriend, and so gonna head to the game.
So she going with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nifty.
So looking forward to that a lot. And because I talk about the WNBA quite a bit, and so she knows what's going on.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like there's more tickets left.
I mean, I don't know. Like, she got
Is it
those
sold
for,
out?
for my birthday a while ago.
Oh, that's right. They said it was sold out. So that means
yeah.
that she had to get on them tickets really quick.
Yeah, my birthday was back in March. So
yeah, I don't care when your birthday is.
So no, I'm just saying she got them all the way back then. Is the point?
Don't act like I'm writing this down.
No. Why would I assume that?
I'm kidding.
If you ask me when your birthday is, I will sadly also not have the answer. So
well, my birthday is easy to remember, but
yours is actually Halloween, so never
right.
mind. I had to think about that. But
well,
yeah,
what day in March? Because you've always been cagey about it. I want to put it in my calendar. When's your birthday?
The 22nd of March.
It's
not that I'm cagey about it. I just have never made a big deal out of birthdays. I do for my girlfriend because she's a big birthday person. I'm not though. So get me something for my birthday. Get me nothing. I don't actually.
Well, we did that. We achieved that much.
I won't be hurt.
All right. Well, at least now it's in the damn calendar. At least I got it in the calendar. I mean, that's half the battle right there. So maybe make sure it took. Oh, it didn't take. Ah, damn it. I'll work on that during the break, I guess. Happy birthday.
Well, that was months ago. So thanks.
All right, but then I take it back.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Save it for next year.
Big George says, well, George, you're fired as a casting agent because none of this sounds good. He says, okay, since this is supposed to be from the 90s when you guys were younger, he says, okay, Michael B. Jordan can still play young Keon. He's got range. Sydney Sweeney can still play Fantasy Girl, but Zac Efron will play Jeffrey. Daniel Radcliffe will play Randy. Adam Driver could play a young Radio Ron, and the Stalkers will be played by Rupert Grint and Sadie Sink.
I accept Adam Driver as Radio Ron, but that's the end of that. I don't know if I agree with the rest of those.
Radio Ron is a much better looking guy than Adam Driver.
I don't know. Adam Driver has
you can't hire an
charisma,
actor.
Though.
You can't hire an actor who's not as good looking as the guy they're playing.
Oh, that's fair. I was thinking more of the charisma. You know, he can.
And by the way, same thing with Zac Efron. You can't have an actor who's not as good looking as the person they're playing. Well, he's supposed to play me. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
high bar to clear.
Probably just not going to get the job of casting agent, George. I'm sorry. Vermont Dogs says, hey, can I get some of them WNBA tickets, yo? No, yo.
They were a birthday present, so not at all.
Harry Soap says, if Team USA loses to the WNBA All-Stars, send the All-Stars to the Olympics. I think that'd be fair.
That would also be fair, yeah.
Harry Soap with a good idea.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Walter Mellon says, be mindful at the game, Keon. Your lady might get hit on a whole bunch.
Probably.
Oh, no, that's yeah.
I mean, that's...
The good news is if your car breaks down in the parking lot, you're covered.
Yeah.
Plenty of people there that can help you.
lot of very strapping women wearing flannel.
And they all have opinions, and they're all happy to share them with you. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got a couple more basketball type things for you, and then we got a bunch of football too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Oh no, stomach issues again? Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now.
Or even now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic Voiceland actually thinks he's got the title of a movie. The movie where two stalkers are stalking Randy and I, but then fall in love with each other. Love at First Sight, coming to Hallmark this winter.
Well, Hallmark would never use that title, which is why it has to be bigger than Hallmark.
I bet they would. They'd love this movie, but they're not going to get it. This is just too big. It's going to be just too big. Big George says, back to school commercials already. I was at Target this week and they already have all their back to school stuff. I'd be so upset if I was a kid right now, having to go back to school in the middle of July. Well, it's actually, I think the first day of school around here is July 30th. And I'm just like,
Really?
What the hell?
Wow.
Back in the day, you would get out of school June 1st and you would not be expected to come back until September 1st. Those were the good old days.
What happened?
No idea. My theory is that they started making like fall break longer, Christmas break longer, spring break longer, and that chewed away at the last month of your summer break. But this is the dumbest damn thing you'll ever imagine. You're given weeks off when it's cool, okay. But then you're sending kids to school when it's 115 degrees. They got to walk from the bus to wherever. Some kids live close enough and they don't have parents to pick them up. So they got to walk all the way home, like a quarter of a mile or a half a mile. This is a bad idea. You're going to have some kids dropping on the side of the road from heat stroke. And then what?
Yeah, kids notoriously do not like to drink water. And that's the last person you need walking out in the hot Phoenix sun is somebody who doesn't like to drink water, which is most children that I've ever met.
They don't have any sense. They don't have any sense. They do what they're doing, and all of a sudden it's just bad.
You want to drink a Mountain Dew, but that doesn't exactly hydrate you. So
listen, I get it. You want to be able to enjoy vacation in good weather when you can, right? So then let's load up the spring break and fall break and winter break. So then the kids are on vacation. Those times are nice. How about this? Don't live here if you've got kids. What a horrible place to live if you have kids.
That's probably the best advice. Yeah.
You just have to sit inside the house all summer long. Kids today have it great, though, for sitting inside the house all summer long.
That's true.
When
It's never
we
been
were
better.
kids, that Atari was only interesting for so long. After that, you're watching a lot of Price is Right.
Yeah. Or TNT reruns.
Mm-hmm. Boom, boom.
Mm.
Walter Mellon says the changes were to accommodate the teachers, Jeffrey, not the kids. The hell with the teachers.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, put it back the way it was. Stupid. Bear Claw says you should promote your YouTube channel more. That way we can chat crap about Neil. Only 3 people watching is not enough. So understand, we don't promote the YouTube thing very much because it's just so we can see each other. Because when you're in radio, the timing is better. We can see each other. We just post it up there because some people kind of like it. So we're not like promoting it in a way where we're trying to get more people actually watching. We just don't care. So, but when we talk about stuff on the show, Bear Claw, everybody hears it. You know, this is not just a YouTube show. This is a radio show on actual radio. And it's also streaming on the apps. And it's also listened to as a podcast and gets a crap ton of downloads. I don't know why, but it gets a crap ton of downloads every day. I don't know who's listening to it as a podcast, but a whole lot more people are doing that than watching the video that we put up there. I mean, let's be honest. This is not a very interesting video.
Yeah. Like
It's
at a
just
certain
us
point-
sitting here.
Yeah. It's just 2 talking heads.
And finding out that people will use this YouTube thing as a TV show. Okie dokie.
Look, if that's what you want to do, we can't stop you.
Well, every now and then I will show a picture. Like, how about this? I'll show you a picture right now. You want to see a picture if you're watching on the YouTube? You know, you ever see those signs where people congratulate babies when they're born, right? Oh, welcome to the world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this one girl, she was born, and her name was Annalie. Oh, what a nice name, Annalie. And so the Intermountain Health over there at the old Bloomin' Babies Birth Center, they put up a welcome to the world sign for her.
Okay.
The thing is, not everybody spells names the same way. So when they said,
Oh,
welcome
no,
to the
no.
world, Annalie.
Oh, no.
It really looks like welcome to the world, Annalie.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I can think when you see that sign is, oh, that poor lady.
Oh.
Oh, that poor mother. That's got to hurt.
I mean, 7 pounds, 10 ounces is that
Anally.
it changes the whole meaning of that.
Welcome to the world, Annalie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, probably spelling
Oh.
it Annaleigh. Might have been better. Might have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Might have thought about
Or
that.
at least Lee.
Yeah.
At least.
It's just great to see it up on a sign like that.
And it's one of those signs with the block letters that you have to manually change. It's not
Yep.
a digital sign. So you can't just open up a computer and type something new and problem solved. You have to have a whole person climb up there and
So the guy putting it up there,
Oh.
you know, he was laughing because he's putting the letters up. He's like, "You got to be kidding
are
me."
you sure this is what you want? Got to be
Mm.
certain. All right.
Walter Mellon says shortly after that, the parents changed their kid's name. If they were smart, yeah.
Yeah.
Vermont Dog says they should rename that kid to Welcome to the World, Vaginale.
Really shouldn't. That's
Even worse.
That's actually worse. Yeah.
Mhm.
Somehow.
Big George says, I download the podcast every day because sometimes I miss parts and I like to go back and take notes on what I missed. Notes? What the hell?
Why?
I was told by
you-
Randy a long time ago there might be a test someday, so I take notes on that.
I mean, was Randy telling the truth though? When he said someday,
do you want to really piss off a 7-foot tall giant?
You know what?
Just leave it alone.
You know what, Big George?
Yeah.
Do what you do. Do what you do.
Keep taking them notes. Bear Claw says, I watch during work and then I listen on my radio on the way home. Oh, I see. I got you. So you watch it and then you listen to it. I don't get it. Silly Wabbit says, get a life, Big George.
It's hard to argue with that. I mean, you're taking notes on this show.
I don't like to tell people how to live their life.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I
just
curious.
Whatever works, man.
It's
whatever
curious.
works.
Yeah.
So, you think Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to get along?
Yeah, I think they're going to get along fine. The thing with two competitive people like that is when they team up against you, that's
or they're going to be griping at each other because they don't think the other person's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's true. It could go either way.
Caitlin Clark is like, oh, she's just going to get tons of rebounds because that's what she does. And, they both been saying nice things about playing with each other. But, you get two big personalities on a court and things aren't going your way. Frustrations start to boil. And next thing you know, old Angel Reese is trying to smack you across the face with one of her giant eyelashes or something.
It could.
Those things are dangerous looking.
It could go that way. They look more dangerous than they are. But I do think that at least with Angel, she's had to play with somebody she didn't like before in the past, or a former rival of hers. She's teammates now with Camila Cardoso, who used to play at South Carolina, and LSU and South Carolina went head to head a bunch of times, and with the national title on the line. So not a lot of love lost between those two programs, but as teammates, they fit together, and it seems like they can get along. So for a single game, can Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark put their bygones aside and just play basketball? Yeah, I think they can manage that. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll be just fine.
Should be interesting. By the way, now the Phoenix Mercury, remember when we told you that they were going to name the practice courts after Diana Taurasi?
Mm-hmm.
Guess how much the courts cost? $100 million. I couldn't wait. $100 million.
Wow.
For the courts. Probably should have kept that information themselves, because when the gals who are making $250,000 a year walk out onto the $100 million practice courts, they might be like, we could have done this on.
You could have put that in my pocket.
$1 million practice court, and then you'd have $99 million left over. I could think of a good use of some of that money personally.
Yeah, it's a tougher sell. It's a tougher sell, but I do think that the money is coming.
The money's here, but it's in the practice court now.
It's in the practice court, but as far as the revenue sharing between the owners and the players, that's going to increase because of the amount of money that's now flowing into the WNBA, which is hopefully going to work as an explanation as to why you can't be paid with that money right now. You already have the contract you had.
Players, here's what they have. There's a full kitchen, private chef, hydrotherapy room, hot and cold plunge pools. Locker rooms have vanity stations stocked up with toiletries, a steam room, sauna, a wellness room. They say, oh, this is a very special place. And if I'm on the players, again, I'm like, I'm making $200,000.
Yeah.
A special thing might have been more money for me. We don't need a private chef. I just need a court to go practice on. I didn't need this other stuff.
No, it's a good point, because it's hard to explain to somebody why at the end of the regular season, they now have to go play another regular season in Australia somewhere to make ends meet when they could have just had that money here in the first place. Yeah, it's a tougher sell when you're the person that actually has to look at your own bank account and go, really?
Look at this palace I have built for you. So that's not really what I needed at the moment.
It's like you built a palace for me, but I'm eating scraps. What if just the palace was smaller, but the food was better? You know what I mean? Like
that moment, you're like, I don't feel like you built that for me.
Seems like it
really
built it for you. Interesting.
But thank you for putting Diana Taurasi's name on this. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. So Kevin Durant with the men's team, I guess he's been practicing, but they're still saying he's questionable to play South Sudan. Don't feel like he's going to be needed against the South Sudan.
Yeah. The Sudanese basketball team, a lot of heart.
Do they have any NBA players?
Not that I'm aware.
No, I don't think so. So yeah, let's just go ahead and rest old Kevin Durant there for this one. Of course, watch Team USA lose. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just the kind of crap that
I mean, that would be incredibly disappointing.
Start Steve Kerr's spine leaking again. We'll just start right out of the back of his neck. Scratch Me Because says if Keon was 3 years old at the time of the stalking incident, shouldn't he be played by an AI version, like of the kid who played Webster?
Why not just cast a 3-year-old?
Well, or just an little AI version with Keon's face on it. Doesn't have to be Webster. It could be an AI version of Keon. You could use his real voice. Look at Scratch Me Because trying to cheat you out of royalties, Keon.
Yeah, come on, man. Also took a look at the South Sudanese men's national team. Not a single player do I recognize. Not one.
Moise one sent me a picture of a gender reveal party, and I guess the kid, their last name is Harmer. And so there's a bunch of balloons that says Baby Harmer.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah. Maybe just Baby would have been fine. Anyway. All right, guys, it's 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Hi, I'm April Rose, and we all know about the speed of sound. But have you ever thought about the sounds of speeding? If you drive over the speed limit, there are lots of sounds that you might hear. You could hear the sound of your vehicle crashing, the sound of first responders desperately trying to save you. You could even hear the sound of people crying at a funeral. Because if you drive over the speed limit, you could do damage that's beyond repair. One way or another, speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
When life gets overwhelming, but you just don't feel like talking, help is only a text away. Trained and caring crisis specialists are available by text 24/7 to assist with suicidal thoughts, substance use issues, depression, anxiety, and more. You are never alone. When you need help, please text HOPE to 4HOPE. From anywhere in Arizona, text the word HOPE to 44673. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He's gone off to meet with our Hollywood agent so we can get this movie made and make sure we protect our money before somebody tries to take it away from us. Always got to be careful. Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Hey, Keon, do you like the Ore-Ida, the Ore-Ida fries? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I like those.
The frozen Ore-Ida fries, you get those things, you put them on a cookie sheet, you stick them in the oven, you forget about them, you burn them, you set off the fire alarm, you clear the house, you get the window open, then you put on more of the Ore-Ida, put it in the oven, and then you like being very careful, then you pull it out too early, it's a little bit mushy inside, and you're like, ah, damn it. Then you put it back into the oven, and then you just, maybe you'll get it kind of okay.
Yeah.
What do you put on your Ore-Ida fries when you stick them in the oven? Do you do Lowry seasoning salt to make them like, or you just as is?
As is.
As is with the ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand it.
Oh.
I did not like the Ore-Ida fries. There's no better French fry than either the skinny, salty, greasy fries from McDonald's, or give me the ones from In-N-Out. And outside of that, I don't really care for fries that much anyway, you know? But some people love some French fries. They love them fat, they love them skinny, they love all kinds of French fries. So some people might consider this gross, some people might consider this brilliant, but Ore-Ida, the frozen potato company, worked with Good Pop to create a new limited edition fudge and vanilla French fry pop. Frozen vanilla oat milk covered in a chocolate fudge shell and rolled in a crispy potato bits. So it's like little chunks of French fry. It's supposed to taste like if you're dipping your fry into a milkshake. We've all done that at Wendy's. We've all done that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan personally, but
box of these things would be $9.99. So I don't think so.
I'm with you on that. It's sort of like what, you know, when it comes to French fries, I just want the fries, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need my fries to taste like anything else, and I don't need anything else to taste like fries.
Well, they're out there if you want them. You know,
I mean, it's good to know.
Whoever, wherever, whatever.
It's just not for me.
Yeah. Right. 888-368-1580. So, Nick Young is 39 years old as a player. So I guess he feels like he can give some advice, right?
Yeah.
And he says, hey, Bronny James, here's my advice. Miss with confidence, but take those bad luck Tyler Perry braids out. That's his advice for Bronny James. Well, miss with confidence. How about, just make some damn shots? But he says, take out those bad luck Tyler Perry braids.
I don't know why that's supposed to help him. I think at that point, it's just pretty clear you're just making fun of the dude. The missing with confidence, Nick Young would know. He did a lot of that.
Yeah,
and very confidently. I mean, he has potentially the most notorious confident missed shot in the history of basketball, where he shot that long 3-pointer and it was about halfway down, so he turned around to celebrate, but then the ball didn't actually go down in the basket. It came back out. So he's celebrating a shot that didn't go in. No one would know more about missing with confidence than Nick Young. Just this is useless advice. This is
so he says Bronny is not a 3 and D guy. Stop just saying stuff to be polite. Bronny can play ball. Just take them wash ass bad luck Tyler Perry braids out. LOL. And then he says, play with the confidence of Thanasis. Like I wish MF would say something to me, and yo ass is cut or fire. Play with the confidence of my dad owned the NBA. What they gonna do to me? Have fun out there and miss with confidence. That bleep will start falling.
All right, so Nick Young's just explained his mindset. I don't know. It's just like while LeBron's in the NBA, that is the time to go out there and play as hard as you can, when no one can really tell you not to. But
there's a lot of jobs out there where there's a lot of nephews who do not need to worry about getting fired, if you know what I mean.
But, like that's the thing. And also playing with the confidence of Thanasis. Is that good? Like Thanasis is just out there doing some embarrassing version of basketball that doesn't appear to be NBA caliber basketball. And it's a joke. Like I don't, it's literally one of the jokes of the NBA every year is Thanasis is going to give you 3 or 4 plays that shouldn't be on any basketball floor, much less the NBA. So I don't know what the point of that advice is, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what he said.
Just a real dumb man saying things.
After he left, he says, Nick Young has always been a real odd duck.
Yeah, he's, guy that's always been talented shooting the basketball, and then he didn't give you a whole lot else, and just not the brightest guy.
I feel like this might have not been the brightest move by the mayor of Paris. She actually did it. Remember? She's like, I will jump in that water to show you it's clean enough. She did. She actually did that. She had a wetsuit and goggles, and she jumped right into that Paris. Well, she lowered herself in slowly. That's a weak move. You don't.
I mean, you say it's a weak move, but that's the actual right move if you're lying, which she is. Trying to tell everybody, oh, this is fine. Even I would jump into it. You're lying.
You have to own it. You got to just dive in or do a cannonball or something.
Something, yeah.
And show you're having fun. It's like sitting there going, I'm gonna taste this, and you're like, and
then you're like, oh, delicious. After you try not to puke everywhere, it
was fine. It was great. I can have another, but I want to diet.
It's a poop river. You didn't want to jump in the poop river.
It's a poop river.
You lowered yourself into the poop river and then tried to convince us all that this is some sign that it's actually okay now.
They had to sneak up on it, by the way, because a bunch of people had said they were going to protest by pooping in the river when she was in it. They were going to time it to poop in the river. So by the time she was in the river, the poop would have come down river and greeted her.
Oh, my God.
So they had to sneak up on it.
That's even better. But also, yeah, if there's a politician you don't particularly like and they're going to jump in a river,
you poop in the river.
You poop in the river. You'd be crazy not to.
It's not just a uniquely French thing.
No, that actually seems pretty. None of us in any country really likes our politicians. That's just par for the course. Is you poop in the river.
You got to poop in the river.
Yeah. So that of course you have to sneak that because it doesn't seem like she's particularly popular.
So now we wait. How long does it take for hepatitis to set in?
It's a great question.
That poor lady. Anne Hidalgo. Sounds like a very French name, doesn't it? Anne Hidalgo. She's going to need some shots. I am betting they gave her some before and after.
Yeah.
How many weeks?
6 to 7 weeks.
Seriously? You could have the hepatitis and not know it for 6 to 7 weeks?
Yeah. You can get some earlier symptoms in 2 to 6 weeks.
Well, if you get it on Amazon, they'll send it to you quicker.
But but usually when the major symptoms start popping up, it's been a couple of months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the games will be over by the time she dies.
Yeah, so it's the perfect time to pull that stunt.
Yeah, she couldn't have done that any earlier. That would have been a bad move.
Yeah, because if she did it a couple months
Everybody
ago,
look, the water is fine. She will be missed. Nobody's getting in the water.
No.
So are they really doing a triathlon through that thing? Is that the plan? The Seine River?
They did it in Brazil, and the Brazil poop river was something else. So if they did it in Brazil, I find it difficult to believe.
I remember the Brazil, they were getting out of the water, and people were like, well, they got to get that mud off them. It's like, that's not mud. That is not mud.
Yeah.
They weren't rolling around in the bank of the river like in Predator when Arnold Schwarzenegger did it. Nope. That ain't mud. Oof. So now does that mean I'm going to have to watch the triathlon? I'm going to have to watch that.
At least that, yeah.
Just kind of see how they come out of the water. Oh my God. What is that? Ugh.
But yeah, they're still going to do this.
Hefty Lefty says 6 to 7 months is nothing. It's been 32 years, and I still can't believe it's not butter. No, it's 6 to 7 weeks. Hefty Lefty.
And for
months
to get a disease that can only happen when you do something like jump in a poop river, that's a while. That is a while.
So the Mormons fired Blake Anderson. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Utah State has fired Blake Anderson. The Aggies no longer have a coach. They said there was something that happened in 2023, and it violated his contract and university policy. They said there was significant violations related to the reporting requirements for Utah State employees. So let me just read the legality. These reporting requirements include prohibition on employees outside the USU Office of Equity from investigating issues of sexual misconduct, domestic violence. Additionally, Anderson failed to manage the team in a manner that reflects USU's academic values. What happened at the Utah State?
Well, that's all the information that's out there right now. So I don't know, but it sounds...
Utah State says an external investigation found that Anderson did not comply with the school's Title IX policies, which require timely reporting of sexual misconduct and domestic violence, and bars employees from investigating reports of sexual misconduct themselves. And so then the school also fired Deputy Director Jerry Bovey and football staff member Austin Albrecht for violating university policies about those things.
Yeah, what we're going to find out from this is not going to be good. Like when we get to the specifics of what's been going on.
Yeah,
they're being
a
as
player
vague
did a
as they
thing.
can. Yeah,
A player did a thing and they did not handle it right.
Yep.
Or they handled it in an evil way.
This will kill a program about as quickly as anything can. And I do think rightfully so, by the way, like it when it happened at Baylor, like that is probably the most disgusting version of that happened, where like you're talking about multiple sexual assaults being covered up by the football program. But for Utah State, like that to fire your football coach in July, something bad really went down there. And at that point, football's no longer the priority.
Well, good for Utah State for stepping up and doing the right thing, regardless. And, of course, now defensive coordinator Nate Dreeling has been named the interim coach for this season. So I thought you would know what happened on this one.
No, not
It's
really.
college football.
Especially when you said the Mormons, because it's like, well, they're not the only school in there's BYU.
I told you immediately it was Utah State.
Yeah. But when you said the Mormons, I was like, which Utah school are we talking about? Because you got Utah State, and BYU. But yeah,
there's a lot of Mormons. You can't just have one school.
Yeah. But I do think that I do think that this is one of those stories where it's just something's gone completely out of control, and the fact that they were able to say all the things that went wrong without naming any specifics means that there are multiple examples, most likely.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope that whatever damage has been done has been minimized, because there's lives behind this.
Yeah.
So, some more here. Let's go to some less serious college football type news. Alabama, they're like, hey, we love you, Nick Saban. Thanks for being our coach. You know what? We're going to name our field after you, Nick Saban. And Nick Saban's like, really? But did you get tired of calling it Bear Bryant Stadium? What? But yeah, they're naming the field after Nick Saban now.
Yep, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Oh, see, that's dumb. Don't do that.
So the stadium still has Bear Bryant and was it William Denny? Whoever was just one of the presidents of Alabama back in the day. And then, yeah, now you got the Saban Field.
Yeah, just to call it Saban Field. Don't add on stuff. It's like, if you're going to take the name away from Bear Bryant, take the name away.
They just can't bring themselves to do it.
You either do or don't. It's Saban Field or it's Bear Bryant Field. You get one or the other.
I mean, a lot of teams have done that though. So
don't put a foot in and a foot out. Man up on this.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but
this is even worse.
They're not the first school to do this.
Yeah. Saban Field.
Mm-hmm.
At Bear Bryant Denny Stadium. Just stupid. Alabama's going to lose so bad now. They lost Nick Saban.
I think that losing Saban is the reason why, not.
Well, now this stupidity. That just shows they're getting dumber. The minute he walked out of there, they just got dumber. Big George says Utah State is in Logan, Utah. It's a hot spot for Mormonism, while BYU's in Provo and Weber State University is in Ogden. University of Utah is the least Mormon school of the bunch, if you can believe that. It's way more information than I needed, George. Just if you're in Utah, you're the Mormons. If you're the Utah Jazz, you're the Mormons. I mean, that's the only professional team they have.
Well.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Right. Now they're the Mormons.
We won't discuss it, but yes.
You know, I'd gone a while not thinking about the Coyotes.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Very sad. And the Roadrunners are probably going to Mormonville.
I think that's probably the worst part. It sounds like.
I don't want to talk anymore. I think we should just take a break. And I'm going to sit down. I'm going to think about what we've done. Which we didn't do anything.
Yeah. We were just here.
Now I just have to bear the pain of this loss again. Anyway, happy Friday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool's been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet, because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way, from up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet, weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dave Lander here on 1580 The Fanatic. Harry Soap, you're right. He says that Nick Saban field name sounds like Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest. Just dumb. Yeah, you're right.
It's just not, they're just not the first team to ever do that.
Yeah, those people are dumb too.
So, hey.
Everybody's dumb. This country is dumb as hell. Don't get me started.
I don't know. They're just trying to make a bunch of people happy. You take Bear Bryant's name off the stadium, you make a bunch of people mad. You don't put Nick Saban's name somewhere, you make a bunch of people mad. They chose both. You're not likely to get a third coach that wins as many titles as those two have. So I guess you're just going to roll with that.
I could walk out onto a stage and say, you people are dumb as hell. America is dumb as hell. And then they'd all start clapping because you know why? They'd think I was talking about the other guys.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the right would think I'm talking about the left. The left would think I'm talking about the right. And I'd be like, no, I mean, all of you. All of you. You're all dumb. We're all dumb. We are all dumb. And that's why things are the way they are.
Yep.
And I don't mean for the Nick Saban field to push me over the top on to how dumb I think everything is, but that is pretty damn dumb. Pretty damn dumb. Anyway, so I got to give a man card accreditation to an Australian field hockey player that his name is Matthew Dawson. And, well, he got into a little trouble there. And he got a broken finger while training in the lead up to the games, right? And when they play field hockey, their sticks. Remember when you would get the little candy cane that had the lifesavers in it, the big plastic candy cane hook with the sort of you could see through the candy cane stick part of it. Did you ever see that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, the field hockey sticks look like that.
Hmm.
They kind of look like that. And so I guess he's training and all of a sudden he broke his finger. And so he goes to the doctor. The doctor's like, well, here's the deal. He says, you can either heal the slow way or we can cut it off and you can play right away. We've heard this story before.
Yeah,
Football players.
Ronnie Lott.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, yeah, cut it off.
Wow.
Cut it off. He calls his wife to tell her about it. And he's like, hey, here's what they said. I could cut my finger off and play now, or if I don't cut my finger off, then I may not get to be in the Olympics. And she's like, hey, well, just don't do anything rash. He's like, oh, no, I already did it. Why are you even calling me? But yeah, he's like, nope. He says, I got to do this. I got to play. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. She can't be happy because it was also his ring finger.
Oh boy.
Now
yes, you got a new ring finger. What choice do you have there? But
he's got a ring nub.
But for him, it's just, look, I mean, you're not going to get that many opportunities to be an Olympian. You got to do it. Like if that's your dream, you got to do it.
So he did it. Chop that thing off. And he's going to be playing. You know, the United States is not in the field of hockey part of this. I'm not sure why. But this guy's in there with the Australians. So Fish Tank says, this just came through. Hall of Fame linebacker. Well, that didn't just come through. I had the story all day, actually, Fish Tank. I'm going to get to that. Hang in there. Hang in there. And, yeah, I need some more information on that, too, by the way. I don't know what it just came through And that story's been around all day. But anyway.
All right, we've got the women's field hockey team in the Olympics, but we do not have the men.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Because we're just playing real hockey?
Well, America's a very big place. You
feel like we should have somebody.
We like our women also play hockey, so that's
Do we have a WNHL?
Yeah, I don't remember what the league is called, but there is a women's hockey league. Yeah.
Huh. Never seen it. No idea. I've never seen Lionel Messi play. I only know his name because he's probably the most famous soccer player that there is. So much so that the team that he's on, I didn't know that he's on a team called Chicago Fire. Or is he on a different team?
I thought he was on Miami.
I'm confused. Because then why is Chicago Fire saying, listen, if Lionel Messi can't play, we'll give you some of your money back?
Oh, because it's kind of like the
shouldn't Miami be paying these guys back?
But if they're playing in Chicago, you kind of have a Caitlin Clark thing going on where she shows up, and even though she's not playing in Indiana, maybe they're playing, in Atlanta or whatever. People in Atlanta show up to watch her play because she's the biggest star in the game. With Messi in MLS, it's like that. He's the biggest draw. So Chicago fans are not necessarily coming out to watch the Fire. They're coming out to watch Messi. And so if he doesn't play, people feel like they got screwed over a little bit.
Well, they're saying if he can't play, they will offer a single match buyer who purchased tickets between now and August 31st, $250 off 2 or more tickets. Season ticket memberships. Oh, they're just trying. That's garbage. They're like, if he doesn't show up, we'll sell you some season tickets at a discount. That's dumb. That ain't helping anybody. It says for the fans who already had tickets, they'll offer the opportunity to claim 2 complimentary tickets to Fan Appreciation Night, October 9th. Again, still just.
Yeah, I mean, they can't afford to give you the money back fully. They're not the one that chooses whether or not Messi plays, but it's like a little something.
Yeah.
To help.
Let me tell you, here's the thing. I don't know, whatever stupid messy way that Chicago Fire is handling things. I don't know if this makes anybody happy or not. Don't care, but it does bring up an interesting idea. The whole time management
or load management. Yeah.
The whole load management thing. What if teams were forced to refund part of a person's ticket price because LeBron didn't play? LeBron wasn't injured. LeBron was just resting. Or the games towards the end of the season, Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, not injured, but they didn't play because we were already in the playoffs. But you went to go watch them, but you got to watch them sit on the bench. Maybe the team should be forced to refund some of the money that the fans paid to see the stars, and then they end up seeing the bench.
I mean, the end of the season, maybe not so much because like that, those tickets are usually cheaper for that very reason. So
irrelevant.
But if you're talking about just it's an October game,
make it a percentage of the ticket price then.
Okay, yeah. I can see that. Sure.
I didn't say a full refund. I'm like,
but when it comes to just like, hey, middle of the season, just a random game, and then for whatever reason, Budenholzer doesn't play Durant, and like you said, it's not injury related, then yeah, I definitely think that they should look into that. That definitely seems like that'd be a good way to treat your fans a whole lot better, because that's one of the big complaints about load management is that the fan is the one who gets screwed over. The player gets rest. The team gets their investment off the court, avoiding injury. The fan is the one that ponied up the cash to watch the player and doesn't get to see the player.
You drive halfway across the state on a work night so your child can see his favorite player play, and then you sit there in the seat, you got your popcorn, you got your drink, you got your hot dog, you got your beer, you got all the stuff from the concession stand, and you're ready to watch, and then you're like, oh, he's not playing.
Yeah, you paid to park.
What the hell?
All the things involved there. Yeah.
A huge disappointment. Just saying. I think they should implement something like that. make them a little something for your effort, right? 888-368-1580. The Jet says, I've been saying this for years. Each game should be priced differently. Same way in the NFL. If you're playing the Washington Commandos, shouldn't be the same price as if you're playing the Chiefs. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'd say the same about that. But I think that they need to take care of you if your players don't play, your stars don't show up. Or, I don't know, maybe if a super team comes to Phoenix and their stars don't play, you're like, well, what the hell did I buy this ticket for?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not your court or team's fault, but still ain't great.
That's part of the show.
Make the visiting team pay for that.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think owners are going to hate this. So
they're never going to do it. It's a good idea. It'll never be done.
It's a good idea, but it's a good idea for who? It's a good idea for us, the fans. It's not a good idea for them as far as their goal of making all of the money. Yeah, they're not going to do it.
Random texter says, Jeffrey, I thought I read somewhere that some dummy was attempting to row across the Atlantic Ocean. Any word if he's still rowing or did he give up? I have no idea what you're talking about. There's always somebody who like tries to row across something in a badly thought out boat and they get rescued or we just never see them again. I don't know what this most recent one is you're talking about, random texter. Lacrosse guy says spring training does that. Cubs prices are way higher than the Royals.
Yeah, and like it happens in basketball too. Like you're not getting the same. You usually don't have to pay the same ticket to watch, I don't know, the Wizards as you do the Nuggets. It's already kind of priced that way because it's a supply and demand thing.
Sure. T-Licious says the final face-to-face of Platinum Mike Perry and Dumbass was classic today. I just watched it. So what do you think, T-Licious? What do you think? I mean, you want little Mike Perry to be able to destroy Jake Paul. You want anybody and everybody to beat Jake Paul. But watching that, what is the sense that you get of what will actually happen? I mean, we all know what we hope for. You know, it was funny. Somebody asked Mike Tyson, it's like, so why are you fighting Jake Paul? And he goes, can I be honest? He's like, because I know he can't hurt me.
Well, that's the thing is, and especially if you're a UFC guy, you jump at this paycheck because it's going to get you a lot of money, probably more money than you'd ever get on a UFC pay-per-view because of how Dana White decides to treat his fighters.
Mm-hmm.
That's a story for another day. And then you fight a guy that's really not going to do any lasting damage to you at all. Like Mike Perry's walking out of this fight probably in better condition than he's ever walked out of a fight.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he's going to win.
Doesn't mean he's going to win. That's the thing. As if we are all going to probably tune in to see if he can beat him, if Mike Perry can beat Jake Paul. Mike Perry's there to collect a paycheck that this is just how it goes in boxing. You get paid whether you win or you lose. So do you have enough pride to win? It's not going to affect Mike. He'll be fine.
Well, let me know when it's over and I'll go watch the YouTube. I'm not paying for this.
Yeah, I mean, even if he were to win, if he wins by decision, I'm not going back and watching that either. Knock him out or I'm not interested.
So you got Chicago getting ready to pay or sort of compensate people for Messi not being on the field. And okay, whatever. Well, how about that whole Copa America mess? Fans are already starting to file lawsuits for what happened, and I think they have a point.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have $100,000 worth of damages of point each, but here come the lawsuits, right? But so here's one lady. She's like, yeah, I spent like $4,400 on these tickets, and we were left standing outside because of all the people who rushed in, and we couldn't get in. And another person had a very similar story. They're like, yeah, there was a valid ticket in our hand. And because of what happened, we couldn't get in there. And it was not, the safety wasn't handled correctly. It was a mess. Now, at the end of everything, there was only 27 arrests, 55 ejections, hundreds of incidences in the stadium. And medical help had to be called out for a bunch of them. But should have been way, way more because hundreds of people came rushing through and crawling through air vents and busting through gates and knocking over security guards. You know, security guards are we're supposed to be a polite enough society that somebody in a yellow jacket can say, stop, stop. And you're not knocking over an old lady, you know, who's just trying to make a little part-time money. And humanity was at its worst as everybody rushed that soccer stadium. I mean, I wish I'd been there. I've been like, hey, it's only soccer. Then I feel like I could have reasoned with them.
I don't think you could have reasoned with them because I don't think that anybody who's doing
What if
that,
I'd said it in Spanish?
bursting through the vents and all of that, like I don't think that's a person you're reasoning with.
Brazilians. What if I'd said it in Portuguese?
I don't know that would have helped, but maybe. I just think it's one of those stories where it's really, really sad because there are people who spent a ton of money to travel, even like you're also counting those expenses. I paid a lot of money, not just to get in that building, but also to get to this building. And now I can't get in. I can't do anything. And who's going to compensate me for that?
Right now, CONMEBOL, whoever put this thing on, they're like, hey, it's Hard Rock's fault. And the Hard Rock people are like, what are you talking about? They're like, no, you guys, this was not planned correctly. So they're blaming each other.
Yeah. And I'm interested in what Hard Rock's involvement was in the first place. Because if their involvement was just you use the building and you figure out the logistics, then obviously it's not on them.
No, CONMEBOL says the facility did not take into account its recommendations for the finals of South America's most important national team tournament. So they're saying that Hard Rock Stadium wasn't ready with enough security. Well, I don't care.
Yeah,
you guys work this out amongst yourselves, but somebody's got to make it right for all the people who got screwed over on this deal.
Yeah, they're basically just squabbling over who actually has to pay these people back.
Mm-hmm.
And I neither of them wants to do it, obviously, because it's a lot of money. But there is a written agreement, so there is a bottom to this story, and someone is going to figure out what details were agreed on when and where. Because if they were like, hey, we made recommendations, is that still Hard Rock's responsibility if they actually said, you know what, you provide it, you figure it out? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yep, I guess so. And also it's soccer, so I don't really care. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I got nothing but NFL football for you. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Hey, you. I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LANZESS.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject.
Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Can we get a card, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Penns 824 in-store only, limit 30.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with the surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I asked T-Licious about the Jake Paul and Mike Perry matchup. And here's what T-Licious says. Perry always got bloody in his UFC fights, and they are usually pretty exciting, but I don't see him playing the smart strategy card here. All right, so he'll take a few punches, but Jake Paul will win, but Perry will come out looking probably better than he has any other fight, like Keon says. So, all right, well, that's a shame. But you never know. You never know.
Yeah, like we were saying yesterday, if Jake Paul thought he was really going to lose or look really bad losing, he wouldn't take the fight.
He just looks really bad, period.
That's
Weso
true.
Grande says, I'd crawl through a vent over broken glass to get away from soccer.
Well, that's the difference between you and the people who were in that stadium.
Trying to decide if I wouldn't be right behind you, Weso Grande. I'd want to go first because I don't think I'd want to catch well, you know, because if you're bleeding on the glass and I'm crawling over it behind you, that puts me at risk. But I know I've got clean blood. So you and I would have a conversation before we started crawling. You know, you would have to trust me. You know, I just went to the doctor. Everything's good. And then you'd be like, well, wait, what makes you think your blood is better than my blood? Then there'd be a brawl in front of the air vent as, you know, I've offended Weso Grande. And he's angry. And we're both trying to go through first because we think the other one probably has some sort of cooties. How do you solve that problem?
That's a great question.
If I go to a soccer match, or if I think I might accidentally be trapped at a soccer match, I'll have my my blood results. I'll have my lab results, and I'll say, "Here, Weso Grande, look at this quick. You've got to trust me." And he'll be like, "Damn it! All right, you go first."
That's the only way.
That's the only way.
Yeah, I don't know what other solution there is.
Because otherwise, Weso Grande thinks I'm just this arrogant prick, just wants to go and crawl through the glass first. You know. Then after a good argument, he finally lets me go through. I am going to fart like halfway through.
Well, that's just the local custom.
And even though I'm bleeding and I'm crawling through glass, I'll be laughing, and he'll be like, "Oh no, you got me!" He'll
it's
probably
okay
laugh
because you're
too.
escaping soccer, so you'll laugh about it together later, watching some other sport.
And I'll be like, "All right, I'll buy you a Guinness, man." Weso Grande says, "I trust you to be in front of me more than Randy." No worries. No, Randy will be blasting ass the entire length of the crawl.
Before you actually get in the vent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be doing it as he promises not to do it.
That does sound like Randy.
And then if you like do the thing, you know, remember how in Die Hard, he like lights the lighter. You'd be like, you just went from the movie Die Hard to Backdraft. So don't worry, Weso Grande. If we find ourselves in that position, I'll show you my my lab results. I promise. You know, if I don't have them, I'll let you go first. All right. So Lawrence Taylor. Yeah. He got arrested again.
Yeah.
Fish Tank was trying to tell us about it. He says Hall of Famer linebacker Lawrence Taylor being charged in Florida for failing to update his address on the sex offender registry, which is true. He did. So he turned himself in on an outstanding felony warrant on Wednesday, and they put him in there. He's in jail on one charge of failure to report his name or residence change. And the reason he has to do this, because back in the day, he pled guilty to sexual misconduct and sex with an underage prostitute. Both things misdemeanors, and was sentenced to 6 years probation. So part of what he has to do, I don't know if he has to do it for probation time or the rest of his life, but he has to let people know that he is a sex offender who now lives in their neighborhood.
I think he has to do it for the rest of his life.
Well, he did the deed. He did the thing.
He did. Yeah.
So sorry, that's the rest of your life, Lawrence Taylor. One of the greatest defensive players of all time, and now reduced to that. He's a sex offender. This happened all back in 2011, way back in the day. So now this is what he's doing. So, yeah, that's too bad. Hamilton Porter says, has anyone actually proven if you can light a fart on fire? Oh, you can, yes.
You can, yeah.
I've seen video. I've never done that. I've never done. Have you done that, Keon?
No.
I know Randy has.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually, if we were to bet on it, I would bet that he has more than he hasn't.
Baby Mullet says, would you be excited or scared to be LT's neighbor? I don't think I'd dig that much. I don't think I'd be happy about it. I have a 16-year-old daughter, so not that I don't think he's out like chasing down. He went to a prostitute. Of course, he's going to say, I didn't know she was underage.
Yeah, he claims that she was 19,
but then they proved
she was 19.
Then they proved that he did know, and then you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So.
That's why he pled guilty to it.
I feel like I wouldn't want him around my kids, or you know what I mean? Hey, listen, he did the thing, and he needs to suffer the consequences of the thing that he did. There are worse things, and there are many better things, but it doesn't excuse what he did, and that's something he's going to have to live with.
That's the solution our society has come up with for how you handle somebody who has done that crime.
They have to be reasonable, though, about some of the things that they apply this to. Like there was this one story, I can't remember who it was, but there was a guy who, him and his girlfriend, they were in a committed relationship, and they were both 17. He turned 18, and then he got arrested and was declared he had to do the same thing as LT. And he's like, well, but last week it was legal. Now this week you're going to arrest me for this?
Yeah.
That's my girlfriend.
There clearly has to be some exception for that. And there just isn't in a lot of states. I do think it's a state to state issue. So it does depend on which state, but it's unfair everywhere. That's clearly wrong. There's just not enough nuance in the law to agree, I guess.
Lost Toby says, did Randy leave to go light farts on fire? No, he went to go talk to our agent about this movie idea. You gotta jump on these things before people steal it from you. Hamilton Porter says, show recommendation. I was killing time on Netflix and I rediscovered Blue Mountain State. He says, that's amazing. I don't know what that is.
It's a show about a college football program, I think. It's a comedy. I've never watched it, though. So I don't know very much about it.
So it's not a documentary. It's an actual show.
No, it's an actual show. Yeah.
All right. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have a whole lot of show here to give you today. It's a slow ass day. I got some NFL. We're going to get into it here in a minute. But, getting ready for a weekend here. Kind of hot. Not like you're going to go outside much. So if anybody wants to recommend some sort of a movie or a TV show or something to watch, go ahead and text it in 888-368-1580. Right now, I'm watching on my own For All Mankind. I didn't realize that this has been out for a while, so don't spoil this. And then my wife and I together are watching Foundation.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's expensive looking.
Yeah, I did see that from the commercials. Yeah.
And the guy who plays the Emperor, Lee Pace, he was in Pushing Daisies.
Yeah.
So he was such a nice, likable fella in that. And then you see him in this, and you're like, don't do that to him.
Yeah, he was a Marvel villain.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
In what movie?
One of the I think the second Thor, the Dark World, that one. He had a lot of makeup on it, so you couldn't really tell it was him. But he was evil in that. He was very evil in that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching this, and I won't spoil anything, but he's a couple of times where he's damn near naked, right? And Lee Pace, and I'm just like, oh, why does he got to be in such good shape? I'm sitting next to my wife here.
You feel a little flubby, you know?
Yeah, that did not help my self-esteem at all to see him look at. He's like 6'5", and he is ripped. He's not like bulky muscular. He's just like Michael Phelps muscular. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
in his prime.
He's lean.
Yeah. I am not.
Yeah, trust me, I understand.
Like, great. Now I know what the dreams will be about. Lee Pace, you bastard. Good for him, though. He's such a good actor. He really is. And here's the thing you're going to find out about the Foundation. You're going to be like, where the hell is this going? What is he? You're going to be lost for a bit. And then it'll start to come together.
Okay.
And then it'll start to come back apart again.
I'm here for that. That's the ride I want. Yeah.
It's not bad.
I'm in.
It's not bad. Kringleberry says, oh man, I forgot about Blue Mountain State. What a television masterpiece. Thank you, Fifth Dimension. Well, it's Fourth Dimension.
the fifth dimension.
Fourth.
Look, maybe there is a fifth dimension out there, but that's a different group of people.
And he says, hey, Jeffrey, can I change my nickname to Thad Castle? No, you're Kringleberry. We don't change texter nicknames unless there's really compelling circumstances.
Yeah, and usually it's my texter nickname is named after some athlete they no longer play or aren't alive or they just suck now.
I just love that you didn't know I was a notorious JOB.
Yeah, I'm not going to live that one down. It's pretty obvious now.
Should have put that together.
I really didn't. I was scrambling and
Who texts in the show saying, "Hey, I'm on."
No, look, I am embarrassed. I was very wrong. I was just scrambling and I didn't notice.
I don't blame you. You were having a hard time. Lost Toby says for the movie Undercover Lovers. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Me neither.
Or is that porn? Don't be suggesting porn.
Wait, see, now I got to do the phone here because I don't want to use the work.
Yeah,
computer.
Keon's immediately like, I got to look up porn.
Well, no, I just don't want to use the work computer to.
Oh, it's a British reality show. 8 participants, 6 of whom are contestant. The other 2 actors hired. Oh, like The Mole. I don't like reality shows.
That's the thing is I don't really watch a ton of reality TV unless it involves chefs for whatever reason. I like cooking shows.
Fish Tank says, me and the gal are watching Sopranos for the first time, and it's actually been fun. If you haven't caught it yet, Fallout on Amazon Prime was fun. I did watch
I haven't seen it actually, but
I've never played the actual video game, so I didn't have all this baggage that somebody who played the video game might have. So I can just watch it and just appreciate it for the weird show it is. If you're a fan of Fallout, I think you're going to really enjoy all the detail they put in this that does refer back to the game. Certain angles, certain shots, certain things that you're going to be like, holy God, they actually made it just like the video game. And some stuff is going to be like not like it. But no, that was a good show. Wife and I enjoyed that one. Says, yeah, they finally figured out how to adapt video games into good TV and film.
Yeah.
Well, what's really been helpful is the special effects sound stages that they have now that can be all computer generated has made it cheaper to be able to make stuff You don't have to build all those sets, but Fallout built a lot of those sets and filled it with a lot of knickknacks that that make the Fallout special. You go watch it and you'll see what we're talking about. Wessel Grande says Lee Pace did dance off in Star-Lord Guardians. Oh, he was that bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I
didn't know that was him under there.
Yeah, he had all of that stuff on his face.
Oh, yeah. He makes a good bad guy. Thanks, T. Licious. Appreciate that. I'm sorry, Wessel Grande said that, but Lee Pace was Ronan. That was his name. And I didn't see Captain Marvel, so I didn't see that. Yeah. 2745 texts in Baby Reindeer.
As a movie? Oh.
I think that's a TV show on Netflix about a comedian who has this stalker. That, but that's not like Randy and I's story. That's
it's like actually scary.
Or it's like a dark comedy. I think. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Lost Toby says that was random title I was pitching for your movie there. Undercover Lovers. Oh, I see. Well, no, it's a stalker thing. Number one Rattlers fan says on Netflix, Your Honor with Bryan Cranston. Very good. Unpredictable. Yeah, I've seen that sitting there. I do want to get around to that. Bryan Cranston, turns out Malcolm in the Middle's dad, pretty good actor.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Watch the Breaking Bad and you're like, what? That's the same guy?
That's where you find out. Sure. Yeah. All right, guys, let's come back and talk some NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more cents. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Life is full of bright moments, but sometimes those moments can seem too far away. Trained and caring crisis specialists in Arizona can assist you with any situation, big or small. Free and confidential help is only one text away, day or night. Text the word HOPE to 4HOPE. That's HOPE to 44673. These moments matter, and so do you. This message is sponsored by Solari Crisis and Human Services.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event when Dave, the sales guy, asks, want to test drive the Rogue? And I'm like, let's go. We're driving when Dave says, check out the VC turbo engine. I hit the gas and whoosh. I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Dave goes, if you think that's cool, watch this. Dave shows me the miles per gallon and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty impressive fuel economy. Dave mentions, these new cars are going fast. And in that moment, I had to have that Rogue. Crazy, right?
Wait till you hear how I got my Sentra.
Now Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He had to go off and do a thing, but Keon Rose is here in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Lost Toby still trying to come up with names for the movie about Randy and I back when we were doing morning radio. He had a stalker, I had a stalker, and those stalkers fell in love. Lost Toby says, how about I call it Stalkaholics Anonymous? That's not bad. You know what that is? That's the follow-up TV show, Stalkaholics Anonymous. It's like a group therapy. It's like Louder Milk for stalkers. But no, I don't think that's going to work for the movie, though, Lost Toby. Fish Tank says, oh, man, Baby Reindeer was an absolute ride. It's funny, and it's also extremely depressing at times. Wow, because that's what I look for in a movie or a TV show. I like to be depressed.
Admittedly, I do watch the sad stuff too. It just,
man, if I wanted that, I'll just go listen to Depeche Mode or Cure like on a loop. Okay,
well, that's another way to accomplish it.
I think I need that in my life. So let's talk some NFL for the last hour here. Hopefully, I have enough. I'm being honest with you guys. This is why we're taking recommendations like Anthony Jeselnik's podcast, recommendation station thing, where it's just like, what are you watching? What's good? What's good on out there? You know, I feel like my wife and I, we have binged through a bunch of Apple TV stuff once I found out it was free because of T-Mobile. And we watched The Silo, we watched Invasion, we watched just a bunch of stuff.
I haven't watched The Silo yet, but I have read the book. And hey, man, it's a cool story.
Don't spoil it.
Nothing. I have nothing else to add. It's just a cool story.
By the way, Louder Milk is pretty good.
Oh yeah?
You ever watch that?
No, I haven't.
I feel like kindred spirit with Louder Milk a little bit. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic or an addict, but that's a show about him running a group. Like an AA group. But as far as just basic thought processes, yeah, I kind of felt the same way about Ricky Gervais in that TV show where his wife died of cancer and he's just like, doesn't give a crap. I mean, I don't have any connection to that, but the personality of the guy.
Yeah.
They were like, well, there's some parallels here.
I'm already just looking at a picture of him and he looks like he's over everything from the one little thumbnail in the Google search. So no, I could see it.
Yeah, I could have played that. Hamilton Porter says the boys fell short of expectations this year. Yeah, I haven't watched the last episode yet, so I don't want to say much about it at the moment. But yeah, it's not. I don't know. There's some really amazing things you saw this year, and there's some stuff where you're like, okay. So I don't know. Maybe we just got used to too much, Hamilton. Lost Toby says, Lucking Lovers, final offer? No, I don't even understand that. He says, I need to get the creative juices going, all right? I need to get creating some political ads this weekend. You running for office? Niner 1680 says, I just finished Ozark. That was really good. I feel like that's stressful. I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about, and I feel like I'd be stressed out all the time watching.
There were a couple of plot twists in the show that I just didn't buy it personally, so I ended up not finishing it. I might give it another shot, though.
Fish Tank says, Jeffrey, did you watch Dark Matter? Yes, that was the other one. We watched the hell out of that thing. It was very good.
Haven't seen it yet.
He says, I thought it was above average, entertaining for the most part. Got a little weird towards the end. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but yes, the the last couple episodes, you're like, what the hell?
That's
now?
all I need to hear. If you make a show weird, I'm already interested. You have me. You have me already.
I like they ended it in a way that it either can continue or it doesn't have to. But I hope they do. And you have no idea.
No, I don't know what that means.
Hamilton Porter says Cobra Kai is back. Yeah, just kidding. That show needs to go away. Yeah, that show does need to go away.
Was it bad?
Well, when they were talking about it and you first started watching it, and I remember being like, all right, this is kind of funny. This is cool. All right, okay. And I was in, and I'm like, oh, okay, we just go on with my life now.
It's the one joke. Isn't this
not
Cobra
even
Kai?
that?
Okay.
It just wasn't that good.
Oh, well, that's worse, actually. Yeah.
T-Licious says, my friend at work told me about Exploding Kittens on Netflix. Yeah, we talked about that the other day here. He says, comes out soon, I believe. Also, Cobra Kai for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Yeah, I mean, it's worth a watch. Take it as far as you think you can, Lost Toby says, oh, God damn autocorrect. It was Lurking Lovers. Lurking Lovers, not Lucking Lovers. Lurking Lovers. See, now that's better. But probably not it. But that's really good. That's damn good job.
It's the best one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says it's like your typical team comedy, Keon. Somehow every kid in the school is a black belt in karate. And then they're a good guy. Then they're a bad guy. It's just no thank you.
Yeah, let it go.
Fish Tank says I was bummed that we have to wait until January for season 2 of Severance. I grabbed that as one of the things I'm going to be watching. I just haven't seen it yet.
I've heard it's really good.
Lost Toby says I need to rewatch Watchmen on HBO, and Disjointed on Netflix is great. What was Disjointed?
I don't know that one.
Is that the one like it was? Yeah, just tell me.
I did like the HBO show Watchmen though. That was pretty cool.
Never watched Watchmen. I have no idea.
It's really good. Like it's connected to the comics, but if you haven't read them, it doesn't change anything for you. It's a prequel.
Yes, Hamilton Porter, you are correct. Upload on Prime. That is actually a good show. That is a good show. We enjoyed that one quite a bit. So, and every time it ends, you're like, I wonder if they keep doing this. And then when you find out they did, you're like, oh, goody, we get to watch it. It was a good show. I enjoyed that. Anyway, can we get back to football now?
Yeah.
You guys can keep suggesting shows all you want. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to mix this in with a little bit of stuff. Can I just say this is dumb? This is the dumbest dumb. Numbers. Okay, so let me just rewind. Okay, LeBron James was not able to trademark Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
That one, you feel like you could have a court case over. You could sit down and have a conversation. But numbers, you can't copyright a number. You can't trademark a number. The numbers are in math. So
and everywhere else.
Lamar Jackson and Troy Aikman are fighting each other over the number 8.
Though it sounds like Lamar wasn't trying to trademark it. He was trying to stop Troy. Troy is trying to trademark the number 8.
So Aikman has a beer brand called 8, not the number, but the word spelled out. But then Jackson sells Era 8 apparel. And then they're fighting over the damn number 8, man. I mean, that's what it boils down to. They're fighting over the number 8. Listen, you have Era 8, you have 8. Nobody is going to go and buy a 12-pack of Aikman's beer and go, I can't wear this. And nobody's going to go pick up something off the thing and go, this doesn't, what's the alcohol content in this jacket? Nobody's doing this. Nobody's confused. There's no reason for this. And what are you going to do when it's time for Monday Night Football, right? And Troy Aikman's sitting there and interviewing you, and you're glaring at him, and he's glaring at you. Come on, just shake hands and let this go. There's enough 8 for everybody.
The thing is, Troy is trying to take the number 8 from everybody, not just Lamar. This is Troy Aikman trying to get the number 8 trademarked for Troy Aikman to use and nobody else.
No, they can't be doing that. Troy Aikman, you are wrong.
He's trying. That's how the article lays it out.
Shouldn't matter that Jackson's company is called Era 8. It's a different term. It's not messing with your copy. You shouldn't be able to copyright a goddamn number. Except for maybe 1580.
It's about as dumb as
we should be able to trademark 1580. That's like 4 numbers all put together.
Yeah, no, that's a much harder number to compete over because
nobody's got it on their jersey.
Yeah. But I do think that when you're looking at a lot of this other stuff with Aikman and the number 8, it's about as dumb as the Ohio State trying to trademark the word "the." It's
it's not the, it's the.
I'm saying "the" because it bothers them.
I hate them for this.
You can't.
The.
It's a word. It's a foundational word in the English language. It is an article. You use it in everything. How on earth can you trademark the word "the"? It doesn't make any sense. And this is actually somehow more nonsensical.
I just got to get in front of him and say, look at here, photo negative Jay-Z. You can't have this. You can't have this. God damn it, you know I'm right.
Well, that's why it's funny. It's
Fish Tank says Troy should just add an extra T to the end of 8. Then everybody be fine. Well, nobody was giving him a hard time about his. He doesn't want anybody to 8 anything. No 8s. He's going to come across some kids. You're playing crazy 7s, right? Can't be playing crazy 8s. Are you over the egg? Hey, you on the ice. You doing a figure 9? You better be doing a figure 9. You can't take the number 8. It's just
you can't. There's no reason why that makes any sense. If you choose to have your brand be something as generic and widely used as literally one of the first 10 numbers anybody learns to count in life, regardless of where they live in the world and what language they speak, if you're going to be that person, then I don't know what to do with you. Like, what should anybody do with you?
Troy Aikman has been drinking too much 8. That's all there is to it.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
So dumb.
Because Lamar's not trying to say I should have the number 8 instead. What he's saying is you can't trademark the number 8 and then tell other people they can't use it. That's crazy.
So we told everybody how much the NFL teams are making, right? It's like a crazy amount of money. The NFL, and this is clever. I didn't realize this. You know how everybody found out how much the NFL is making? The NFL doesn't have to disclose that to you. They don't have to tell you how much money they're making because it's all these privately owned companies. Mm-hmm. But there is one team that is not privately owned, and they have to report their earnings.
Oh, no. The Green Bay Packers, the Achilles heel of the National Football League.
Yep. So the Packers listed $402.3 million in national revenue, which is the payment that goes to every team. So you do a little math and you come out with $13 billion. I'm rounding up a little bit, but it's $13 billion. And so they have made 7.5% more money this year than last year. But that's how much money they're making. So if each team is getting $400 million and each team's going to be worth, God knows how much money, then you look at that and you're like, you could get a loan for $1 billion, build the stadium, pay it off in 10 years, and leave the taxpayers alone.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we'll give you a nice little tax break if you do it that way. That's how it should be done.
You can't turn out your pockets inside out and cry poor when
you got tons in your back pockets.
Yeah, it's just $13 billion worth. It shouldn't be possible to ask people who are making, and we're talking about most Americans don't have even enough money for one medical emergency. These are the people you are asking to help you fund your stadium.
So, and remember, Roger Goodell has an objective. He wants to see revenue of $25 billion by the year 2027. That would mean we've doubled this. That would mean you're in the range of $800 to $1 billion per team per year. They don't need your tax dollars to build these stadiums. Now, let's say they got $1 billion a year. Oh, it's a $2 billion stadium. It'll be paid off in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Thank God the Packers released this information. So now people can wise up to this crap.
Yeah. Spend within your means. Like that's how every other business has to work. Suddenly you reach the size of the NFL and what? You're just not a business anymore. You're just something different. No, you're the same thing. pay for what you can afford to pay for, or don't.
Lost Toby says the reason they chant OHIO is because it's the only word people from Ohio know how to spell.
That's a good point.
That checks out.
That's a good point.
And he also says that disjointed. I thought I'd seen this. I actually did. I watched this during COVID, so I saw it, but I don't remember it. You know what I mean? It's like I get the idea. It was this thing about Kathy Bates owning like a pot shop. And it was
I remember when that show came out. I just never got to watch it.
It was like a studio comedy. You know what I mean? It was like a sitcom kind of thing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But it wasn't. And it was. I don't remember if it was good or not. I don't remember it was funny or not. I just remember being very, very sick and watching it. So I guess in my, haze, wasn't the kind of haze that she was having, but it was the haze.
It was a haze.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Sickness haze. Kyle G says, to the rest of NFL fandom, you're welcome. The Packers truly are America's team, taking down the man by showing how much these NFL owners are hoarding. Yeah, that's cool. I don't think they're doing it on purpose, Kyle.
Like out of the kindness of their own heart, they simply, because they are publicly shared, they have to report that publicly. They're not doing it out of kindness, like, oh, you, Keon, there, Commanders fan, or just so you know, this is how much money your owner is making. Like, I don't think that's the situation going on here.
You got to wise up, America. Wise up.
I mean, I'll take the information. Don't get me wrong, but the Packers weren't doing it because they're just so nice.
Sounds like I'm running for office myself. You got to wise up, America.
You couldn't be worse than our options.
I am the best option. Write me in for president. I'll take care of everything.
Based on the options given, you couldn't be much worse.
So, when I say you got to wise up America, Patrick Mahomes, I feel like he's wising up. But let me just tell you. They announced that they're about to have their third baby. Patrick and Brittany are about to have their third baby. And I'm like, Patrick, she's just loading the deck, man. She's just piling up the lumber. She's just stacking up the firewood. What does Jeffrey O'Brien mean by that? The child support firewood. Dude, you're getting $500 million. If things go south between you and Brittany, not only is she going to get alimony, now she's got 3 money making babies with you.
I just don't think that anybody is thinking that way when they have.
Nobody thinks that way.
Kids.
No, of course not. But that's what's happening. But Patrick Mahomes, somebody said something to him, and he finally goes. He says, "This third baby will be my last. I'm done." Getting snipped.
Yeah, I just don't look. You want some kids. Most people who are normal don't want to be Philip Rivers and have like 11 children. Like, that's
all the money would be gone. Gone.
Kids are expensive.
And Brittany Mahomes is annoying. So there's no way this marriage is going to last.
I don't think that he finds her annoying. Otherwise, they wouldn't be married at this point.
Oh, he will.
There's been plenty enough. It's not like she's failed to show who she is. If he hasn't
Why
been
do you think he's getting snipped? I think he's starting to come around.
No, I think he's getting snipped because nobody wants. You don't want more than 3 kids. What do you need with that many kids for?
I came from a family of 4 kids.
Okay.
I never saw my parents do any housework. It was us. That was back in the day where nobody said it was child abuse to make your kids clean the house. It was called chores.
Got to tell my parents, but regardless, look, I just like the three kids. I grew up in a 3-child household. The third child was not intentional.
Oh, sure.
My parents were trying to stop it too.
Most of us were accidents.
Just accidentally rolled on into 3.
But here's the thing. You do need a spare. Because if anything had happened to one of us, well, there'd be still 3 left behind to still do the housework.
Oh, my God.
You're always going to have one dumb kid. So you had to make sure that out of the 4, somebody was smart enough to manage, be the manager.
3 is a good number, man.
It was my older sister who was the manager, not my older brother. He was the oldest, but they left her in charge. See, my parents thought this stuff out.
Yeah. It also depends on the kids you have. If your oldest child is already that way, though, then. So like, I was a grumpy old man as a kid, so my parents were like, "Cool, house is yours."
Yep, you can be trusted. Patrick Mahomes is getting snipped, and Patrick, let me just say, make sure it's your doctor.
Oh my God, really?
Oh, you laugh.
I do laugh.
That is how the world works, Keon. You can't trust anybody at that level.
I mean, I guess I don't know. That just seems miserable.
So when is he okay? So here's the thing: if he says that's it, this is the last one, I'm done. I said 3 and then I'm done, and I'm getting. So does he get snipped now, or does he wait until after the season? Because now it's like if he decides this now, he's going into training camp, and then he's going into the season. It's a couple of days of recovery time. You're going to miss a couple of days. You just do this over the weekend, or do you wait until after the next Super Bowl? That's 9 months of exposure. You know what I mean?
If you're looking at it that way,
you end up with some Irish twins. She squirts the pup. Next thing you know, she's knocked up again with number 4. Patrick, you know what? Just do it now. You got to do it now. You're going to walk funny for a couple of days in training camp, but you'll be fine.
Again, if that's how you're looking at things, I don't think he's looking at things that way. I think
sit him in a chair and show on the video screen back to back videos of Brittany Mahomes talking, doing things, messing around with his brother, dancing, being, you know what I'm saying? All those things where you remember seeing Patrick sitting there going, "Oh my God." Remember those videos?
Yeah. I think
they
him
that over
embarrass
and
him,
over.
but I don't think he hates.
I don't say he hates, but it might be a thing where it's like, "Oh yeah, we can't make more of this. We got to stop making."
If he hasn't figured it out by now, it's because he wants to. He's got eyes, he's got ears, he sees and hears her every day. If that was a problem, they wouldn't be together.
I'll have a car sent over, Patrick. Swazman says, I think I told you this in the past. I grew up in Springfield, Illinois, had friends at our Catholic school with 14 brothers and sisters. The Caldwells, 11. Was the Conleys. We were the small family with 5 kids. Some Irish people going over there, huh? Fish Tank says, maybe he gets the snip on a bye week. Oh, that'd be good. That's right there, Fish Tank. Well done. Well done, Fish Tank. Or preseason games. He doesn't play the preseason games.
Well, actually, he does because the Chiefs play those.
Unlike
most teams, the Chiefs actually
bye
do.
Week.
Yeah.
When's the Chiefs' first bye week? Somebody's got to take him aside and explain this to him. Anyway, we got to take a break. When we come back, more football. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Major League Baseball underway for the second half of the season. The Los Angeles Dodgers remaining the betting favorite to win this year's World Series. The Dodgers are at plus 320 to win the championship. The Philadelphia Phillies entered the second half with the best record in baseball. They are plus 400. The New York Yankees, who are in second place in the AL East, are plus 550 to win the World Series, and they're the best bet out of the American League. The Baltimore Orioles, who lead the Yankees in the division, are plus 750. The Atlanta Braves are plus 900, while the Cleveland Guardians are plus 1900. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better than cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Ugh, I've been feeling so sluggish and just kind of blah. Been there. That's why I take Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. But I suppose they taste blah. Actually, they taste delicious. It's an apple blueberry flavored center covered in a yogurt coating and is infused with probiotics to help support a healthy gut. They come 5 in a pouch. I just toss one in my bag and go.
Toss one in my bag?
Get your own.
New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites from the makers of the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Find them in the digestive care aisle.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Cars aren't the only vehicle on our roads. Arizona drivers, don't forget to look out for motorcycles. That means checking your blind spots. Motorcycles are hard to see, day or night. They move and stop quickly, too. So keep your distance whenever you see them and stay focused on the road, not your phone. Make sure you're protecting everyone on our streets. Stay on the lookout for motorcycles. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Hi, I'm Ralph.
And I'm Neil.
And I'm Nathan. And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Whoa. Who's the new guy?
Well, I'm known on social media as Mr. AZ Sports.
Oh, you're one of those internet celebrities.
Yeah, the internet's really popular. You should learn about it.
Hold on, Neil. We'll still be the same great show.
Will we talk about sports?
Yes.
Will we interview Arizona sports personalities?
Sometimes, yeah.
Will we have fun?
Of course we will.
And I'll bring real knowledge of Arizona sports to the show.
Fine. He can stay.
Welcome to the team, Nathan. It's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Man, I got to tell you, I think the internet's starting to figure me out. Starting to advertise me correctly.
Uh-oh. All
So
the
many
algorithms have put you together.
Yeah. It's starting to show me stuff I like.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
dangerous.
every now and then there's this gadget or thing of Bob, right? So here's what I do. Like, let's say if you're on the Facebook or something, they show you something. I'll always type that in to Amazon to see if the exact same brand goes. 'Cause I never want to click on things on the internet and buy things that way, because that scares me going to scary sites. So I'll just copy paste in the Amazon, see if they got the same thing over there, because I can trust buying stuff through there for the most part. And so it's always fun when I find it over on Amazon even cheaper. Anyway, so I got a new one and I'm going to look up that I'm very excited about. I don't know if my wife's going to let me have it though. So we've got these knives, and I got a knife sharpener. So I got to actually, that's one of my chores this weekend. I got to sharpen up all the knives. The wife hates a dull knife. And so I'm scrolling and I see something from somebody called Lillian Eden. I've never gone there before, but it says our handmade skull slice knife holder, which looks like the top of a skull with knives sticking all out of it.
That's kind of cool.
So you go in the kitchen, you grab that'd scare the hell out of any home invader. You know what I'm saying? If somebody breaks in your house, they see that, they're like, oh, okay, we're leaving.
What are they doing here?
We're going. Nope, next house. But I just think it's cool. I don't think she's gonna let me have this. Usually when you see a knife block, it's just a block of wood, knives are all in it. This is epic and amazing. So I got to see if handmade skull slice trademarked knife holder is available on the the Amazons. So I got to do that later. But I'm starting to see some cool stuff. So, what's funny is because the stuff that I buy, like if I got Randy a cool birthday present. I already gave it to him, so I can tell you. It's where had this metal medieval knight miniature holding a pin like on one knee, holding up the pin as if he's offering up a pin, which is mightier than a sword.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Saw that and I thought, oh, that's cool. Little gadgets, little things like that. So now the internet has figured me out, and now it's fun. What's not fun is if I search something sort of mundane and it leads to other things I could never possibly want. That's why there's a lot of times on this show I'm not looking that up. I don't want them to start selling me sanitary napkins or something.
Yeah, you don't want them to think that that's a thing you like, and then now the recommendations are not only a little intrusive, they're useless.
So, you don't mind if I do this right now. I want to find out if it's on there. I want to find out if it's on Amazon. Just give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah,
I'm going to
go
find
for
out. Because if I buy it through the site, it says, oh, they do have it. Oh, so, okay, watch this. So it's $40 on their site if you click on the Facebook ad.
Yeah.
But then when I copied and pasted it, I just put the name Skull Slice, blah, blah, $10.
$10. That's an easier sell.
See what I'm saying?
That's an easier sell.
It's $10, and then there's another one for $14. Different variations. Oh, here's $8.88. Of course, watch. They probably got shipping or something stupid like that. But yeah, I'm scrolling through tons of skulls with knives sticking out of it. I love this new way of doing this that I found. I feel very smart.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take that strategy from you.
Just not spending 40. I'm spending 8. That way, when my wife throws it away, it won't hurt as much.
Yeah, it's $8.
She's not gonna let me have this.
Is this because it's just $8? Instead of asking for permission, I'm going to give an apology.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she just puts it in the garage, but doesn't throw it completely away. There's another one looks like a head with no skin on it, but you put your pins in it. That was pretty good. Oh, even better.
Oh,
yeah, they get better. They get more grotesque as you scroll down. All right, back to the job. Sorry. Where were we? Oh, football stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of football stuff. Remember the Super Bowl, and you look up and you see there's Taylor Swift. You're like, oh my God, she probably spent a ton of money to be there. Did somebody just let her in her suite? Did she pay for the entire suite? Is everybody up there like one of her backup dancers or friends? I remember when we were watching the Super Bowl, I was like, wow, to be that rich.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out she didn't pay for it. That was a gift from Travis Kelce.
Oh.
And Travis Kelce on his podcast said, how much was that? I quote, effing $3 million. The suites are effing $3 million. So there's Taylor Swift, all her friends, Ice Spice, Blake Lively, Lana Del Rey. $3 million.
That's a big number. I hope that's real love.
You hope that your wife or girlfriend is not a Swiftie, because when they find out he spent $3 million just for her to be in a suite for a couple of hours, $3 million would cover my entire mortgage.
Yeah, look,
it would forever. It would cover your rent forever. It would just cover everything. $3 million, you're good. You don't need to ever worry, and you get to be there 365 days a year. Taylor Swift and all her pals hang around for 3 or 4 hours. Complimentary hot dogs.
Yeah,
I have to imagine.
Wow. $3 million.
Even for him, it's a lot of money. He's made $77 million playing So to take $3 million of that out, that you notice
for 2 hours.
You
2 hours.
You notice that. Well, Super Bowl 4 hours. Give him 4.
Okay. 4. Yeah, if I give you the 4, that doesn't make it better.
He's not Taylor Swift rich.
You
She's over 10 times richer than he is. But then he's a gentleman. You've got to give him credit.
Yeah.
That is a gentleman right there.
Yeah, he's really into her because that is not an insignificant amount of money, even by Travis Kelce standards.
So here's what I would have done. I love my wife. I have done sacrificed for my wife. You want to hear a little sacrifice? Let me give you a little sacrifice. Back in the day when I was working in California, she was here. Every Friday, I would drive 4.5 hours to her. And then the next Monday, I would drive 4.5 hours back to the job. I did that for a couple of years, every weekend. And I feel like, there you go. That ought to prove something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
$3 million. You know, here.
That was the thing is with $3 million though. That's not so bad just to compare yourself to, because if you had it. If you had $3 million,
then I wouldn't be driving back and forth.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: even if I had the money, I'm not going to put her in a $3 million suite. You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah,
I'm going to buy her a $3 million house with a giant TV and say, "Honey, watch the game here. I'll be with you shortly."
The issue is that that's not going to work for Taylor. You'd have to give her an experience because the house She could buy 3 houses better than the house you bought for $3 million. So it's just the experience is what you've got to give because you don't have a house to give her. She's a billionaire. The jet, she's already got that. Like there's nothing you could get her that
I guess
she couldn't buy for herself. That's not an experience.
So you think Travis is like, so I'll go ahead and pay for the suite then? You want me to? Okay, I'll take care.
I don't know how much money he stands.
Did she offer? Did she offer to pay for it? Did she at least say, "Hey, I'll get this"?
How can we know?
How can we know? I'm just asking the universe.
He didn't bring it up in the podcast, and I don't know if he's going to go into that level of detail on it. So we'll never know.
I am sure when he was signing, he's like, "Oh my god."
It's just I don't.
She better be worth
it. Bet that his game check didn't cover that whole thing.
And I wonder if like the whole thing is working it out in his head where he's like signing the line. He's like, well, let's see. It's Taylor Swift. She's a billionaire. We get married. We're together. I'll probably get something when we break up. So I can recoup this later. Yeah, all right. I feel better now.
That's not the best way to look at that. There's plenty of ways to leave that disappointed, but sure. Couldn't have been me.
Yeah.
But if you're the unfortunate person who's like dating a hardcore Swiftie, look, you couldn't have made her happy anyway. So,
Listen, I outkicked my coverage big time. I did. With my gal. I did. I don't think I could comparatively, I can't even imagine. Can't imagine. You know what's nice though? She would never expect me to.
And that's the real thing is that if you if you're with someone who gets you, if he's okay with that, like, no, this is just the price of being in love. Well, then I guess fine. I just hope that that's something he was actually okay with and not something he didn't really want to do.
Yeah, I'm sure he clenched his buttocks just a little bit, signing that thing. Okay, I love her so much. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Kobe bought his wife a $4 million ring when he cheated on her. So, what you physically have to show for this? Nothing. You have photographs of her standing there.
Yeah, well, that's because that's not what it's about. It's not about what you physically have to show. And again, if you're not cool with that, maybe you shouldn't be with Taylor Swift because it's been a while. It's not
Can
like
I just say something. I can't. I shouldn't be with Taylor Swift anyway. First
Well,
off,
yeah.
I'm married. If I was single, I don't like her acting. It would bother me. I'd be sitting there across from her at dinner in my head going, oh, at least I know when she was acting.
Like when she started lying to you, like,
Yeah.
nope, start over.
Yeah, not
Start
worried
over.
about her lying to me because she
I don't believe that.
can't act. She's like, how does he always know?
It's like,
All right, I
Sixth
gotta go buy one of these skulls online. So let's take a break. We come back. We've got on this date in Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Hi, I'm April Rose, and we all know about the speed of sound. But have you ever thought about the sounds of speeding? If you drive over the speed limit, there are lots of sounds that you might hear. You could hear the sound of your vehicle crashing, the sound of first responders desperately trying to save you. You could even hear the sound of people crying at a funeral. Because if you drive over the speed limit, you could do damage that's beyond repair. One way or another, speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
The Arizona primary election is on July 30th, 2024. Voting locations are open on Election Day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. All qualified voters need to show ID. Still have your mail-in ballot? Return it at any voting location or secure election drop box. You can also check the status of your early ballot, see voting locations, and review accepted IDs by visiting Arizona.vote. That's Arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I regret to inform all of you that as I look closer at the skull knife holder, it's not good. The reviews were horrible. It's cheap garbage. No matter what, all of them are the same, and that's why there were so many up for sale, is because they kept getting bad reviews, and it would break easily, and it doesn't look like the picture. That's the other thing. That's the trick. First, don't ever buy something directly from an ad on Facebook or any other social media. Then when you search it on Amazon, always read the reviews and the pictures they'll put up there. You know what I've learned, Keon, is there's some where I've gone to it and I've clicked on the pictures, right? I'm saying, okay, let's see what these people have to say. And as I go through, all of a sudden it goes from being like say a skull with knives in it, to a DVD of Turner and Hooch. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, here's what they do. They post these things up. They get a bunch of positive reviews, and then they change the product. They're not supposed to do that, but they change the product to make you think, oh my God, this skull with the knives in it has 10,000 good reviews, when it's not. It was Turner and Hooch, and it's a bait and switch. And I always report them. I always report them.
As you should.
For all the good it does, but I still do.
I mean, you're doing good for somebody else, and hopefully they're paying it forward.
I mean, let's be honest. Most of the time, I am doing the Lord's work.
I'm debatable, but maybe I'm not the person to ask.
Can we agree on Amazon?
On Amazon, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hefty Lefty says 6 to 7 months is nothing. It's been 32 years, and I still can't believe it's not buttered. Why are you saying that again?
Or did it repeat?
Oh, it repeated.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, football. Why the flip does everyone think Caleb Williams is bringing the Bears to a Super Bowl next year?
Because
nobody believes
crazy.
that. Yeah, but they believe he's going to be damn good, and he negotiated that contract like he's going to be damn good as he thinks he's going to be. And the Bears almost gave him everything he wanted. Not everything, but he did well.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a good contract for him.
Not a whole lot of rookies getting their contract top to bottom fully guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice for him. Yeah.
So yeah, Hamilton Porter. I don't know if anybody believes Bears fans thinking they're going to win the Super Bowl. Every fandom overreacts that way.
He's really good. Are people saying that he's going to have at least an effect like maybe a CJ Stroud a year ago, where you elevate a team to being a good playoff team? Like that's possible. I mean, I wouldn't bet on it because I just think, it's just hard to be a rookie in the NFL, but it's possible.
Hey, Wilson Sporting Goods, they have renewed their deal with the NFL. So it'll continue to be Wilson footballs.
Okay. I mean, look, that's not, of all the things going on with the NFL, that's not the worst thing. The
Duke.
Nike touching anything, that's the worst thing.
Yeah, if all of a sudden there was a Nike swoosh on the football.
Yeah, then
football would be like threads falling apart.
Yeah, they'd find a way to screw that up.
They're like, it's see-through. Like, what the hell, man? What's going on with this football? No, but no, it's either going to be Wilson or Spalding, right? That's just the two brands. Who does the NCAA? Is it Wilson as well? Because, yeah, who's the competition here for footballs and stuff like that? Scratch Me Because says, is Keon's contract fully guaranteed? He's fully guaranteed to get paid for every hour he works.
So there you go.
Fully guaranteed. It is, right? Am I right? Is it Spalding does the baseballs, but I think they also do some footballs too, right?
Yeah, but for college, I think it's Wilson.
So Wilson's cornered the market. All right. I don't care. I have no opinion on this. I don't think there's some competing ball maker. But I think Spalding does do some footballs. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Mr. Wilbur says Spalding void. Void of what? Isn't that a volleyball?
I don't know.
Or is it a soccer ball? Mr. Pink Eye says Jack gave Rose his side of the door for Rose to lay on. Guys have always ended up having to sacrifice the most. I know. And yeah, hey, Rose, if you'd really tried, Jack could have got up on that door with you. In fact, they proved it with science. So, Rose, you're a jerk.
Yeah, he didn't have to die.
Oh, Moist One, you're right. It's Rawlings that does the baseballs. Spalding does the basketballs.
Yeah. Or at least did the last time I checked.
Wilson does basketballs too, don't they? I don't know why it matters.
Yeah, they do, actually. They've got the NBA as well.
I just want to know if there's any competition for making footballs. It's like if Wilson didn't sign the deal with the NFL, who would step in and make the footballs?
It would have to be Spalding, right? Like that's
here. I'll take care of this.
The only
I'm already on Amazon searching skulls that you put knives through.
You might as well.
Football. There, I just put in football. Nerf. Okay. Franklin. Oh yeah, Franklin.
Oh, that's right. Everyone had a Franklin at one point.
Because they cheap.
Yeah, you can afford them.
Ooh, there's some glow in the dark ones. We could try those. As far as brand goes, yeah, it's Wilson or Franklin, pretty much. As I'm scrolling through Amazon, I don't even care about the show anymore. I'm just shopping. There's not, as far as brand name goes, there's not a whole lot of competition, I guess, for this. Big George says, Wilson! Yes, they make the volleyball. Scratch Me Because says, yes, thank you, Tom Hanks. I believe Wilson makes the volleyballs, especially for Tom Hanks. That is true. You should be able to buy a volleyball with the red handprint on it. I bet you can.
I would be more stunned if you could not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it on your shelf.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I've scrolled through pretty good here. And so, yeah, it's down to Wilson, Franklin, and Nerf. I don't think Nerf is ever going to replace Wilson as an NFL football. Okay. All right. I'm back off the Amazon site now.
Problem
Everybody
solved.
relax.
Yeah.
So anyway, Wilson is going to continue to be the ball. We should do this right now before we run out of time. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1946, during a contest between the Chicago White Sox and the Boston Red Sox, Red Jones ejected 14 members of the White Sox for their bench chirping when the umpire warned White Sox pitcher Joe Haynes after he knocked down Ted Williams with a pitch. Although reported for years that a ventriloquist was sitting behind the visitor's dugout, pissing off the umpire. Yeah, it turns out that 60 years later, they interviewed these guys. And they're like, nah, it was third coach base. Mule Haas was making rude sounds and saying rude things. But the way his voice carried, the umpire was like, all right, I don't know which one of you it is over there in the dugout. You're all out of here.
There should at least be a process of figuring that out.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right at all.
Yeah.
Moist One says, Tom Hanks is better than me. I would have put a hole in that ball. Okay, I'm just going to go on to the next text.
Moist One.
We would.
We got about 4 minutes left of show, and Moist One really just before the weekend came in had to really let us know.
I should have known that's the direction that was going. Quiet Cannon says, so Wiffle, not a competitor for NFL footballs. I don't think Wiffle's a brand name, is it, for the Wiffle ball?
I don't know.
I don't think they have Wiffle footballs. I do not know. There you go. Big George, you're welcome. So Jacksonville is enabling the NFL. They approved a deal with the Jaguars for a $1.4 billion renovation. Can't you just build a new stadium for that much?
Probably not.
Where are they up to now? 2-3 billion? How old is that stadium? That it needs $1.4 billion of renovation. Is that 30 years old?
Yeah.
Okay, it needs some renovation.
Because they were an expansion team in 95. So they've had that stadium this whole time.
Well, I'm not gonna get crazy over the whole subject, but this was the interesting part. The Jaguars are going 50-50 split on the renovations, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, I don't think the NFL is going to get too mad, but I think they might get a little mad." Oh, why is that? The NFL doesn't want us doing 50-50 because if we go 50-50 here, then they might expect 50-50 everywhere. The next guy who asks for a stadium out there is not going to get fully taxpayer funded. They'll say, why don't you meet us halfway like they did in Jacksonville? Oh, it's going to be nothing but trouble and work.
As it should be.
That's the sickness.
Wow. The team or the entity that primarily uses this building is you. You take precedence over anything else that can be scheduled here. So you should pay for it. Like, what are we doing?
Good on you, Shad Khan, for just trying to get things done and realizing that spending your own money is the fairest way. Nice. Okay, you spend half. How about this? How about you spend all? And we give you a tax break. I don't mind giving businesses tax breaks. Don't mind that. What I don't like is you and me and people who don't ever get to go in the stadium having to pay for something like that. Anywho. Did you know that there's been some changes in the Suns head office? Yeah, there's been some movements. I'm not surprised. Ishbia probably just realigning, starting to figure out what works, what doesn't work. I don't think that's anything to worry about. But you had some changes in your guys' head office, your commandos.
Yeah, there were some moves going on.
Yeah. Doug Williams went to the head office there as the senior advisor to the general manager. Advising Adam Peters.
So he's more than just a figurehead at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then Chris White got named director of pro scouting, and Sarah Zasbo is now the assistant to the general manager. So pieces moving around there, hopefully for a positive change, just like with the Suns.
That's what you hope, and they're starting to get a better idea of what they want to do. So happy for them. Excited.
All right, that's it. We're done. Can I end the show like that?
Just back it up.
Yeah. All right, bye. Later. Oh, fine.
I mean,
listen.
You can.
Everybody be sure and listen to Keon's show without interruption at 11 a.m. and listen to Weekend Warriors with Ralph and company at 10 a.m. We'll be back in your radios again on Monday at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety med.